in deep. Your heart is my temple. Your tears rinse my feet. I walk out, I'm able to carry your peace. It reminds me of a song that I heard long ago. Maybe I've always known that you were right there. A simple melody playing over and over in my dreams. But somehow out of reach, eluding me until I release. You come close to me when I release, and I let you take the lead when I release. My heart starts to see when I release. When I release, you said, "Come to my garden, eat from my tree, step in my river, let it take you deep. Your heart is my temple, your tears rinse my feet. You walk out, you're able to carry my peace. It's an ancient sound heard from the ones who came before. Now it's here once more to pierce your soul. A simple melody playing over and over in your streets, like a whirlwind turning keys, tearing down the dark. That's where I release. And my heart starts to sing when I release. I let you take the lead when I release. You come close to me when I release. When I release, it's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. All in your feelings, your emotions, they find me out. It's all in your feelings. It's all how I receive your sound. All in your feelings, your emotions, they find me out. When I let it go, when I let it go, when I let it go, I let it all go now. I let it go, hey, now I let it go. I let it go. Whoa, I let it all go now.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We are live Tuesday night, and you know what that means. We are here in the Lion's Den, second stream of the new year. It's 2024, and man, stuff is going on. We got aliens in Miami. We got tunnels in New York. We got, all this J6 theater happening. We got Epstein's list getting released, and people's names is on it. Like, it's so much going on. We got to talk about this stuff. You are watching Young Lion TV. Let's go.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they're dying. Everywhere I look, they're dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding. Young lion.
Yeah. Young Lion TV, and you guys are watching us live. We are right now in the Lion's Den. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see y'all coming in hot with the comments. Shout out to George. I see you over on Facebook. I see Theris. I see Courtney. I see Steve Hansberger. What's up, Steve? Yeah, you like the intro. That's actually not new, but that shows that you haven't watched in a long time.
I was going to say something smart too.
We've been using that intro for about a year now. Yeah, I see a bunch of people. Jeff, shout out to Jeff in the chat. Shout out to Star in the chat. Shout out to if you're watching right now, Dan Redeemed. I see Carol Elizabeth. Shout out to all you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button and share this video because the algorithm does not like what we do here. We talk about a lot of real stuff, and we give our perspective on things from our life lessons that we've learned. That's what the Young Lion podcast is, based off of Ezekiel 19 from the Bible. But yeah, we're just a group of brothers, family members, husbands, dads that are giving our perspective on life. And we love Jesus, and that informs everything that we do. So that's always a main anchoring point of this podcast. So if that's something that you want to support, head on over to our Patreon right now and become a member and sign up over there. But I got to introduce who's with me this evening. So, of course, sitting over in the other chair, I got the coolest Asian in the world, Mr. Simone Chang. Coming straight off of an Eagles loss where he was at the stadium in the cold,
in the snow,
and watched them throw up that big dud over
there.
That
was a dud,
yeah.
But made some memories with Noah and Jess.
Yeah,
it was
memories that may never happen again.
That was my post.
One and done.
I was like, my loves first. ... maybe last Eagles game.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand how much it's more fun to watch it on TV. I feel like
it is. It's the one thing that I actually am annoyed by. They at home, right? You get all the angles.
Yeah.
When there's a play that happened that's controversial,
Yeah.
the ref do something or whatever like that. They replay it again,
right?
The same play, and you see it over and over again. At the stadium, they replay it one time, and then everything else is like commercial stuff that's on the screen.
So you don't get to see it all the angles and get all the insights. And for those thinking like, well, that was an away game, it's not the same energy. Like, no, we've been there, we've been to the link, we've done show, like they used to do live events outside and do these concerts, and we've done that. We've actually been on the field during a couple games. And
so that one wasn't at the Lincoln.
No, that was at
MetLife.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But even there it wasn't the same experience. I really didn't enjoy it that much, especially being like down on the field. You can see even less.
Yeah. I feel like because we were on the sidelines one year, you couldn't see anything. But that's the thing that if you're far away, you get to see like who's open. Quarterback don't really see the field as well as.
Yeah.
That was a nice birthday gift from Jessica.
Yes, it was.
Say that again, Mom, because your mic was muted.
That was a nice birthday gift from Jessica.
Yeah. Shout out to your honey. She's probably watching right now.
She's laughing.
Oh, okay. Also, I gotta shout out my brother, my big brother, but he's everybody's big brother. He is Mr. Jacob Eugene Evans III in the building.
What's up? The chip.
And they always say I never introduce myself, so I'm going to do that today. My name is Jamie Evans, and I'm part of this amazing crew of people who I know she doesn't put the camera on me.
Because I'm not used to that. You're doing that. Okay.
But I'm Jamie Evans, and please support what we're doing over here. But last but not least, doing her thing like she always does, the best producer in the world. She's the best. She is the best. She's our mother, and she's Miss Angelique Lopez. So give her a round of applause.
They say I'm the best because I'm their mom.
Hit some likes.
And she's here every week.
Yeah, and she'll be so interested in the conversation that she will forget her cues sometimes.
That's what I was about to say. Like, she's so, engulfed in the conversation. I got to tell her.
Yeah. I know. I get so.
But that's a good thing, though.
It is.
That's a good thing.
It's good, but it's bad, too.
Yeah, but we love
it's
you,
better
Mom.
than John zoning out. We love you, John.
But yeah, and also shout out to everybody who is watching right now. I see one of our cousins is watching. Dion Combs said, "What's up, Jake and Jamie? What's up? What's up? Thank you for tuning in." I see, Jess laughing in the chat. Listen, we got a lot of Patreon members in the chat right now. If you're in there, you hit that like button, share this video with your stream, with your, in your feed, so that people know that we're live. But again, what, Mom?
Dion Combs is on there.
I literally just said that.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was reading the messages and I didn't listen. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's your cousin, right?
Yes. But listen, again, if you want to support what we're doing, if you think that things like this are important, watching men hash out these ideas, iron sharpens iron type thing, and we talk about real issues, we talk about culture, we talk about politics, we talk about music, we talk about religion, we talk about aliens. Well, today we don't usually talk about aliens, but it's in the news today, so we're gonna.
But is it really aliens though?
No.
Aliens is in the news.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to it. He can't wait. He just can't. So but if you want to support that, like I said, if you go to our Patreon for as little as $3 a month, you can support what we do and help us keep this thing going, which is really important to us because this is something that we've been doing for a while, and we're seeing a lot of growth this year in 2023, and we're hoping to expand on that in 2024 and do some more things and take this the pride of the Young Lions even bigger. So we can only do that with your help and your support, get better cameras, better equipment, better marketing, all those things. And we need y'all for that. Also, if you want to support and get the merch, you see I got the hat on here. Jake's got the hat. Mom's got the hat.
I got the shirt.
My mom's got the shirt on. I got the Jatan shirt on.
I can't.
You can go to the link in the description and you can get the merch, the Young Lion merch. We got book bags. We got coffee mugs. We got towels. We got all kind of stuff that you can get and support over there. And also got to mention, Jatan has a show on February 29th. This is a leap year. So, this is a rare occurrence.
Yeah.
Every 4 years, a rare day. February 29th, we're doing a show at City Winery in Philadelphia, at the Loft and City Winery in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So if you're in the area, come see us do a live show. We're trying to pack this place out. So we need you guys to come through. It's going to be an amazing night. We're going to have some new music that we're doing, and we're going to, of course, do the classics that everybody loves. But yeah, February 29th on Leap Night. Come out to City Winery in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and you can come see us live. But yeah, other than that, second week of the year. Jake wasn't here last week. We missed you. Shout out to James and Stan who aren't here tonight, but we love you guys. But yeah.
James just tuned in. What's up, James?
I wish James was here for the alien conversation, but he's going to miss it.
Hi, Kendra.
Kendra's watching? Mm-hmm. So the first thing I want to start with is, so last week, well, a few days ago, was the iconic and now infamous January 6th. Dun, dun, dun.
I thought you were going to talk about something else.
Diabolical days in the history of this country. A day that shall go down in infamy and be remembered as one of the worst days that we've ever experienced in this country. Worse than the Civil War,
Joe Biden
worse than 9/11.
Worse than 9/11.
Yeah. So, they had to make sure that they put it on heavy in the media on January 6th to remind everyone how horrible it was. And I just thought this one little clip from MSNBC kind of summed up everything. So if you could pull this up, Mom, let's play this real quick and get a little reaction.
I'm going to try to get through this. Thank you for what you did 3 years ago today. Please tell me your thoughts.
Even he's looking like, really, dude?
On this 3rd anniversary.
Really?
Dude.
Really?
What is he crying for?
I don't know. No one knows.
That's what I'm just saying. Like, point us to the direction of the point of you crying.
He's crying to evoke an emotion from the audience to get people stirred up.
Yeah.
They want people so desperately to believe that this was the worst thing that ever happened.
They told him to cry.
I don't think they had to tell him. I think he looked like the type of dude that really felt like crying because he thought that was one of the most horrible things that ever happened. So maybe this is why he cried, because this is what the current sitting president had to say about it on that day.
Over 140 police officers were injured. Jill and I attended the funeral of police officers who died as a result of the events of that day.
Police officers that
Because
died?
of Donald Trump's lies. They died because these lies brought a mob to Washington.
He's straight up making up a narrative.
Oh my gosh.
What is he talking about? He straight up said, Jill and I, this is another corn pop story, clearly. Because he always telling these stories about things he did that didn't ever happen. Jill and I attended the funeral of officers that died as a result of what happened on January 6th. What? Yo, you straight up are making up lies. That never happened. No officers died. The only person who died was Ashley Babbitt, who was shot by an officer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, there was an officer that did die, but it wasn't from.
There was you can't even trying to connect that is annoying to me.
Yeah, they tried.
There was an officer who was there who then died later
from traumatic things that happened.
No,
on
he
9/11.
died. He died because he died of a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a whole narrative going around that he got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. That was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I saw a lot of people posting about the how they pretty much have no information about the pipe bombs that were left. Remember the whole narrative that there was, because they wanted to stir up the frenzy of how devastating it was. They were talking about this pipe bomb thing. They have no information about who left the pipe bombs. All of the things that they found out, they scoured people's social medias, their bank records. They arrested all these people who just happened to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But they have no idea who left these pipe bombs.
Now they're going after media people.
Now they're going after media people, or they're going after people who were just there, even at the rally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's crazy how they can just ruin people's lives over a lie.
Yeah. I mean, clearly it was dumb for the people to get caught up in, swept up in that nonsense.
So dumb.
and fall for that trap, because it was clearly a trap being set.
Yeah.
Clearly a trap being set. I said it before they even went, that people should not go. It seems like a trap being set.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you watch like our podcast from right before that, I mentioned it.
Yeah, because we actually went. Me, Mom. You didn't go with us, right?
I ain't go. No, don't.
They didn't,
don't you
they
get
didn't go.
Hey, don't you
Go.
get me investigated. I didn't go nowhere.
They
Put,
didn't
Mom, put
go.
the camera on
January
me.
6th.
Please
They
put the
did
camera on
not
me. I did not go anywhere near Washington D.C. on January
We didn't
6th.
go on January 6th either, Jake. We went after that or before that.
Before that, I
Right,
cannot
right.
fit. I didn't even get to finish.
That's
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
what I was gonna say.
you already
They
about to clip you up, bro.
Because we went.
Yeah.
And then you
No.
paused. There was a long pause.
No.
So I had to make sure.
I was saying who came with me,
Yeah.
and I was asking, were you with us? But you weren't, right?
I don't
When we
even
went-
know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
I don't remember
When did
who
you
came
go?
with us.
It was me, you,
Not me.
Migdalia,
Migdalia.
somebody else. Oh, John
Yeah.
was there. Yeah, but we went before the election, and
So that's all the way back. That you bring it. That's all the way in when y'all go? September?
Yeah, I'm not. But dude, can I? The problem is you're not even letting me talk. Like
I just let you talk.
no, what I'm trying to
You
say.
were real slow with it,
Yeah.
and you paused, and it was like,
Yeah.
"Mom, did you go?"
Yeah, and it just because
So-
we're talking about
so
January 6th,
I know,
and you.
but I'm saying we went before that, but we didn't. We weren't going to go to that,
Right.
Because we went. There was actually something that happened the day we went. I think there was like a rally or something.
another rally.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything like that, but
Right.
it was before the election.
Okay. So you guys went down there, but you wasn't. Your point was you wasn't going to go down into that nonsense because you knew it.
No,
something wasn't.
First
right.
of all, this is. We went pre-election.
Mm-hmm.
That was post-election.
Yeah.
And
After all the shenanigans.
you know, you already. I know what could the things that people can, the way people can act. I
Yeah.
knew the temperature.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Again, that doesn't mean that they didn't blow things way out of proportion.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously they did, but I just didn't want to be in that because it was like, what was the point?
Right. What was it going to solve?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we all knew this was going to happen with Biden saying something on January 6th because the elections are coming up, and
Oh, absolutely.
and he brought Trump, like, you know.
Yeah. And I think like, because you notice he didn't do that last year, right? To this extent. Like,
Yeah.
and it always gets ramped up during an election year,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
which is, we got to start seeing this.
I
Like
mean,
how obvious
I think
it is.
more. I think many people are seeing
Yeah.
it now. Like this is just obvious. It's an election season, so everyone's gonna just go full force right now. Like it's pretty obvious.
But I mean, in terms of like the false narratives,
Mm-hmm.
it's like this is out of control.
But this is the problem. I think we're so divided into teams at this point, and I say this all the time. The people that watch that guy cry on MSNBC are going to. They're going to listen to what Joe Biden said and feel like, yeah, that's right, and believe it because they're already bought into the narrative of my team is right and your team is wrong. You know.
They can't feel phony. It's clearly acting.
I mean, I think a lot of people like.
Do you
I
think
said,
he really means that?
what
The
the news anchor?
the news anchor.
No, of course not.
Yeah. No
Come
way.
on, man. Nobody is that emotional over like some old ladies and a dude in a buffalo hat. Was it a buffalo?
Yeah, he like a Viking
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah. Anyway,
Anyways, Emma said, "Hello, guys." He said, "Jamie not getting cut up in their investigations."
that's right. I am not letting him get me caught up in
He
that.
said it too slow, where it's like, wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to make sure we clear that up. So I just wanted to, address that because it was just January 6th and the theater was on heavy. I mean, there was tons of clips that I saw people posting around, but those were the two funniest to me. But in other news, and we talked about this last week, that they were releasing some information on the Epstein case that has been one of the longest drawn out. Like everyone knows that this conspiracy exists, and they still are trying their best to cover this up.
Yeah. It was so stupid.
Too many names.
What was so stupid?
Just like it was just so vague. Like what they talked about.
What do you mean?
What came out?
Well, I mean, there was some vague stuff, but there was court documents showing testimony from people in the court cases, and it was naming people by names.
It's a lot of lists out there.
Yeah,
But
there was a lot of
watch-
fake lists.
yeah.
There was a lot of.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah.
it's the internet. You're gonna get a lot of fake stuff, fake posts. You got to do your due diligence and realize when something's not legit. You know, that's the other thing is like people are so quick to want to have something to prove them right that they will share something so quick that's fake. You know, and they don't do any due diligence on it.
Yeah. I think people are so quick to want to condemn the people they want to condemn.
Yeah. Especially, people that hate the elites and all these Hollywood stars and stuff. Which is it's not for.
It's funny because I don't know if you guys, I didn't see last week or anything, but how Trump was mentioned.
Yeah.
But people were acting like Trump was on the list.
Yeah.
Like this list.
There was no list.
But that's what people were. There's a list, right?
Yeah,
there was
because
no
that's
list.
what was trending was Epstein's client list.
Right.
But there was no list. It was just the documents had names in them. But Trump was named in a way where one of the witnesses was saying he was never there.
Yeah.
Which is the interesting part.
Well, that's how they try to frame it too. I was watching a documentary again, Filthy Rich, I think it's called, on Netflix. It was about Jeffrey Epstein, and they did one on Ghislaine. I watched it because just really didn't know too much, so we started watching it again.
I remember that, and I know exactly what you're going to say.
They try to throw in like he was hanging around.
How many times
Trump
did they
was
show that
hanging
picture
around.
with him and Trump? They showed it like 5 times in the documentary.
Yep.
And people will show that, like they show that picture of Ghislaine and Elon Musk all the time. But Elon Musk said, like, we were both at this like elite party, and she came up and jumped in a picture of me. He's like, I didn't know who she was. And anybody, just because you see 2 people in a picture together doesn't mean that they know each other.
Yeah.
Like that happens all the time. I've seen it with celebrities too, where somebody will be wearing like an offensive T-shirt, and the celebrity takes a picture with them, and they're like, "I didn't see the shirt. I don't know this person."
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with that. But I will say this: so there was a report that came out. Can you pull this up, Mom? So this is from Chuck Colesto on Twitter. He's always dropping bombshells. Despite claiming otherwise, court records reveal victims' testimony that clearly says Bill Clinton witnessed the sexual abuse of minors. Records also reveal Clinton and Epstein flew to Thailand, but it says they couldn't recall why. They were doing what were they doing in Thailand? And
a lot of lady
why
boys
was
there.
it so secretive? Not only that, there's a lot of underage
Prostitution.
of underage prostitution going on there. But yeah, there was some secret trip they took to Thailand, and they don't remember why they went. And then there was another story I saw. I think it might be right here. There was another story I saw where it shows that one of the witnesses testified that there was actual footage that shows Clinton's face. The dude from Virgin Airlines, what's his name? Richard Branson, is it?
I don't know.
And also, what's his name? I can't remember. Prince Andrew, yes, exactly. Thank you. But of course, all of the clips are going viral online. So this clip went viral. I thought
you were
this was
right,
interesting.
Richard Branson.
Yeah. So, Mom, can you pull this up real quick? So this was a clip somebody posted. I thought this was interesting. Obama is giving out these medals at some ceremony, and someone said that every single one was on Epstein's flight logs. Every person you see in this video, Bill Gates, Ellen DeGeneres, Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep. I can't tell who that is. Is that? I can't tell. That's Oprah.
Was that Woody?
Might have been.
No.
But yeah, interesting.
That was Spielberg,
interesting.
I think.
Was it Spielberg?
I think so.
And we know about the accusations against Spielberg. People, when you do your research, man, look at what happened. Look up what happened to the girl who was in the Poltergeist movie. Just look up. Remember the little girl in the Poltergeist movie?
They said she died of some kind of a stomach.
Oh yeah, they did. But what caused it? What caused it? Not making any accusations here, but just people just go look that up. And then, here it is right here. So bombshell report: Epstein drops alleged Richard Branson, Bill Clinton, and Prince Andrew were filmed by Epstein having sex in Epstein's mansion. What happened? What just happened? Did we just get a power surge?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it a storm?
It says Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Richard Branson's sex tapes were in fact filmed on each separate occasion by Jeffrey Epstein. So that came out. That's something in the court documents as well, allegedly.
There's a lot going on, man. With all
Yes. Let me fix these lights.
this stuff. I don't know if you guys have you guys heard about the Will Smith?
What?
What about Will
his
Smith?
Homosexual.
His one of his a guy who was with him for like
Oh yeah,
30
yeah,
something years.
yeah. That came out like before Christmas, right?
Well, I think the actual whole interview just came out.
Okay.
But yeah, they put
They were putting teasers out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was telling all the stories about him walking in the dressing room on him with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it was a lot. It was a lot. Like I think it's in Ephesians 5 where it says like there's certain things you shouldn't be talking about, shouldn't be mentioning. Yeah, there's certain things you don't want to have pictures in your head about.
Wow. That's crazy. And you look at all the things that, that viral video, that viral interview with Katt Williams that blew up the internet, all the things that he was mentioning. And he did actually mention something about Epstein. Did you guys see that part?
I saw it
vaguely.
I don't know.
I've seen clips.
Because he was talking about, they were talking about filming another version of Friday and getting the people on there, and then they mentioned Chris Tucker, and he said that the Chris Tucker we have now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker. It ain't Smokey Chris Tucker. So
I didn't
he
even...
said that's a whole different person. So
and that interview happened before the flight logs came out, right?
No, so there was already like a flight log floating around. The logs are different than what just got released.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone keeps confusing all of this with a client
the
list.
logs
Flight
have been
logs.
out.
Flight logs been out. That's how they knew Clinton was on there over 26 times. But yeah, someone asked him about it. Asked him about Jeffrey Epstein. So watch this. Pull this up. Chris Tucker. Pull this up, Mom.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different. That was a humanitarian trip to Africa, and I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation, and
humanitarian trip. You say? Just like what they did in Haiti, these Clintons.
I met him, and you don't know people, what they do at their private.
And I think Kevin Spacey was on that flight too.
Lives, so yeah.
Kevin Spacey
You
is.
tell me this, Chris. You was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, was it Lolita Express?
Oh yeah, it was a private plane.
Lolita Express, like that's the name of his private plane. Which is, what Lolita is in reference to, right? I'm not going to mention it on here. If you guys don't know, do the research on Lolita. Actually, Stanley Kubrick did a movie called Lolita too, where he goes into a lot of that. And let's just say it refers to the clip that we made about Baby Burlesque and all that stuff in Hollywood. So you're on a plane called Lolita Express. That don't seem a little shady to you?
Yes. Oh, yes.
It sound like he lying.
But wait a minute. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No. I don't know where that thing at. No.
Dude on the bottom left is like, what is happening right now? My man asked him the right questions.
Oh yeah.
He asked him the right.
He's laughing too much.
Hey, we was going to Africa to save lives.
Yeah, right. To save lives. Jeffrey Epstein wasn't trying to save no lives.
They were going there to take lives.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about him, but...
Right. We don't know why he was there. Do y'all believe him?
Nope.
I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't got enough time to care.
I think, but for me, it's like, I feel like if you're on that private plane and the stuff that's going on, you know how Hollywood can be. You know how a lot of these elites like to party. You know what they do. You know what they get mixed up in.
Yep.
You're already morally compromised if you're kind of going along with the flow on that. I feel like. And I feel like you will turn a blind eye to some of the debaucherous things that you're seeing in those settings.
Yes.
We've been on the outskirts.
Yeah, we have.
We never been in the inside because we never accepted.
We turned down a lot of situations.
Turned down a lot. So we never, we kind of like put our toe in.
Yeah.
Right?
But you know what's going on, though.
Yes.
Like, especially if you're running in them circles. Like, I saw there was a video on X of Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
Talking about, because she was on there a few times.
She was on the flight logs as well, yes.
You know, like, you're there, you know what's going on. You just turn a blind eye to it.
Yeah.
And you didn't say anything to anybody because you don't want to get in trouble.
No one wants to look at the Harvey Weinstein situation.
Mm-hmm.
How many people after the fact said we knew what he was doing, but we didn't say nothing? Look at the R. Kelly situation. Look at this Diddy situation that's coming out now. Everybody claims
again. This guy, I think his name is Brother Bilal. This is the guy he was with Will Smith for a long time.
Yeah.
He used to be his personal assistant. He was friends with him since like almost the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, like the stuff he talks about, not only there's so much grooming going on.
Yeah.
But the way he was talking, it sounds like Will was groomed. Will Smith was groomed.
Well, you know, there's a lot of alleged things against who gave him his big shot with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It was actually this guy. He talked about him. Benny. He was a Spanish
I thought it was
guy.
Quincy Jones.
Quincy was, but the guy who connected him was this guy, Benny something.
Okay.
Rivera or
Benny
something.
Blanco from the Bronx.
No. But and the way he's alluding to is that this guy actually had a relationship with Will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Quincy had his hands on Michael's career too, and that
Tevin Campbell.
That got weird.
Tevin Campbell definitely went through some stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so there's like this stuff is real in terms of initiation. And when we say initiation, meaning like you can't come in to these circles because it's not, you can't say it's all entertainment.
Yeah.
It's not all entertainment, but it's a lot of it.
And I think it's not just entertainment. It's like any of these elite social circles.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
But I was just talking about that. But then, but there's a lot of people who are complicit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where they're not going to say anything,
right? Because they don't want to lose their job,
right?
They don't want to lose their access. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at Amy Robach about the same story. We've showed that clip on here over and over again.
Yeah.
She was upset when the Epstein stuff started coming out because she had that story years before anybody else. And she said, we had the Clintons, we had Prince Andrew, we had all this stuff, we had witnesses, we had people that were willing to speak out, and the network killed it. Mm-hmm. And she never said anything because why? She got a good job.
Yeah.
She don't want to lose access to everything she has, her lifestyle. So she never told the truth about it and wasn't even meaning to tell the truth about it then. She was caught on a hot mic and it was leaked. Mm-hmm. And then she had to come out and recant. Right? Yeah. But now look at what happened to her. They caught her up in a scandal. She ends up getting fired because she was cheating with the dude that she worked with. It's just convenient.
But that's the thing also is that a lot of these, even if people do come out or if something accidentally even slips, people get caught up in some kind of scandal.
Yep.
So
to discredit them.
Yeah. Or they have stuff on them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, you know,
they probably threaten them that, you know.
This guy, he was talking about this guy, Bilal, was saying that before, like now the way they run it, Smith and he was saying Pinkett is basically the one. Will kind of is just like the guy who he just lets her do whatever.
He makes the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what they do is they have you go to rehab before you even can work for them.
Okay.
And then they take pictures of you. They'll tell you to grab some money out of their jacket or something. So they have you already looking like you're a drug addict. Because we paid for their rehab.
Yeah.
Because they pay for you to go to rehab.
Yeah.
but you're not on drugs. They just pay for you to do. You're gonna have to go through this.
It's all about public perception. So they can ruin your reputation and make you look make you look like an uncredible source by making you look like some kind of drug addict or someone, or maybe they get you to think you're bipolar and they put you on meds. How many celebrities have we seen this happen to?
Yeah.
We heard Dave Chappelle. Kanye, of course, but even Dave Chappelle talked about that at length. I don't know if you guys saw that clip where he was talking about how even with him, they will do things to try to convince you that you're crazy and try to get you to take medication.
Yeah. And you have to have the right people around you.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if we didn't have the right people around us.
Bro, we would have fell victim to a lot of things.
You could have been signed to Bad Boy.
Yes. Oh, God. Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Stories now, yes. Yeah. But, you know, this story keeps evolving. I was
thinking about that, by the way. Like, when all this stuff
I forgot. I didn't even think about all of that. But I do want to bring up one more thing about this that was funny and it was going around the instrument, because one of the things that came up in the court documents was that Stephen Hawking had been to the island multiple times. Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
So what was he doing there? Like, even to the point where
that's the dude with the
that talks with the speaking spell. So and then
what is he doing?
What is the purpose of him being there? So all of these crazy memes were going around about Stephen Hawking on Epstein Island. It's hilarious. If you have some time, go on the internet, go on Twitter or somewhere, and just look up Stephen Hawking Epstein memes. They are hilarious. But I do want to show, because I always had this thing about Stephen Hawking, because he's been such a propagandist for atheism and for the Big Bang Theory and Scientology and all of these things. And he's like a Helen Keller figure to me. I remember we were talking about Helen Keller before, and it's like she was such an advocate for women's rights and the suffrage movement and all these things. But she was blind, deaf, and dumb and mute.
Yeah.
But she had someone who would she would draw on their hand or something, and they would interpret what she was saying and tell everybody. And she wrote a whole book this way. She wrote like articles.
Yeah.
And when you say it like that, it's like,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
So somebody that is very infamous on the internet posted this clip about Stephen Hawking in the same type of form, and just watch the ridiculousness of this. Please pull this up, Mom.
Well, let's take a quick look at Stephen Hawking. I've talked a lot about how Stephen Hawking was not a real person. He was a character. And people say, how dare you, Big Bear? How dare you? When Dave Chappelle makes fun of it in 5 years, we'll discuss it. But this is an actual translation. Before his robot voice, he had a translator who looks exactly like Larry Bird.
So I want to point that out too, because when he used to speak with the speak and spell thing, I would always be like, how do we know that there's not someone just typing that up backstage and it's coming out of a speaker in front of him? Like, he just rolls out on this thing looking like a what used to be some man laying there in a chair, and we're just taking their word for it that this is the thoughts that are coming from this guy's mind, this genius. But this is even more ridiculous. Okay,
tell me if you think that anything about this is real.
I think in a way physics has been a progress away from mysticism towards a rational understanding of the universe.
Stephen, when did you first realize you wanted to be a physicist?
I think I knew from about the age of 9 or 10 that I wanted to be a scientist. Most of my activities, like playing with model fireworks.
Come on, man. Come on.
This dude's got Ed Sheeran pretending to translate for his ass that he can understand that garbling and tell us what he's saying.
He's Han Solo.
Bro,
he understands Chewie.
But what I'm trying to show is they set up these golden calves for us all the time, and we just blindly follow it. This was the start of Stephen Hawking. This dude is translating for this guy, listening to his garbling. And we believe everything that we know about space and science and all these theories. This guy is one of the pioneers of that. Mm-hmm. And you're going to tell me that there was no chance that they could use him to push an agenda, to push ideas out into the ethos, to get everybody in one frame of mind?
But what's that got to do with him being on Epstein plane? Like,
if he's not real.
No, he's a real person. But he's saying he's not a real genius scientist. Right. He's a Helen Keller character. He was a character that's used to push an idea. We'll play a little bit more of this.
Or playing complicated games was aimed in some way at finding out how the world worked around me.
Come on, man.
I was never very good with my hands, and my models did not work very well.
Okay, guys, we can all see that this is not real at all. It was normalized by Han Solo and Chewbacca. As you can see.
Yo, he makes a great point right there. Did you hear that? He said this was normalized by Han Solo and Chewbacca.
And the guy is probably saying, the one that's talking, gobbling, all that, he's probably saying, I'm not saying
he's
none
like,
of that.
No, he's probably like, kill me.
No, he's probably saying, I'm not saying none of that.
That's what I thought of as soon as I watched it.
Oh my Lord, that's so sad.
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Dude, that's what you thought of?
That's what I thought
but see, that's the programming. So when we, as a child, you watch these things play out in movies.
But I'm not programmed. I know.
I get it. But I'm saying like that someone who doesn't think outside the box, that what that does is connect neurons in their brain to say, yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
Because they saw Han Solo do it with Chewbacca. They don't understand that that's where that idea comes from. That's why they think this is real. That's why they can tell themselves that this guy can understand that garbled nonsense. But
you're ridiculous if you think that guy is really translating what he's saying.
But what happened was they realized they couldn't keep this up forever, so they just gave him a robot voice.
Wow.
Like, come on, man.
I believe that conspiracy.
Come on, man. But I just wanted to play that because
they didn't have the technology back then.
Yeah.
To do that.
Yeah, they didn't have the technology to do the robot voice, so they had to have a translator. But yeah, this guy is, I mean, and even look up the condition that they say he has. Because I've seen people break this down before. Like, no one in history has ever lived as long as he did with that disease.
That's why he's not real.
Hey, he could have been a weekend at Bernie sitting in that chair.
Crazy.
But yeah, so that is the great Stephen Hawking, everybody.
Why is he on Epstein's island?
Exactly.
Just watching.
They had to reward. Look, he's the dude from 300.
Oh yeah.
What did the Persians give him? Right? What did they do to the mutated guy that would never be accepted by the Spartans as a soldier?
Yeah.
What did they do to get his allegiance? To get him to turn on his people?
Get all the girls all on him.
Yeah.
This
is what they do. I mean, this is common. So, all right. So I want to move on to this next story. I saw this. This was very interesting. It's along the same lines. This is going to be about Bill Gates and what he's doing with organic fruits and vegetables. Right? Have you guys heard of this new thing called Apeel?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about that for a second because this is very interesting. And for those that shop at Costco, you're going to be a little bit hurt by this. James, tell your wife. But yeah, check this out real
mysteries
quick.
In the
Pull this up, Mom, please.
The biggest mysteries in the organic produce world right now is how did the new Apeel coating with financial backing from Bill Gates get approved for use on organic produce? You'll see these Apeel stickers on lots of produce items now. It means the produce has a coating on it that seals it up tight against anything getting in or out, preserves it longer, like the introduction of the refrigerator. Great, but what's in this coating? Well, it seems to be shrouded in mystery. The product intended to be organic, listed as Apeel, is registered with the EPA as a pesticide with a rather short and cryptic ingredient list. Active ingredient, citric acid at 0.66%. Other ingredients, not named, 99.34%.
How can you just put other ingredients?
That's crazy.
Other.
The only thing they name is citric acid. Everything is other ingredients. 99.34%.
That's 100%. Great. It's all accounted for. Maybe it's listed that way because citric acid could qualify as organic if it's not from a synthetic source. But what about the other 99.34%? Because I'm supposed to eat this coating. Oh, and get this. The EPA requires this caution on the label. Wash thoroughly with soap and water after handling and before eating. The certificate the Organic Material Review Institute issued to it that approved its use on organics lists it as a fungicide with no ingredient specified. I'm not sure what that's based on, but this is starting to smell. It reeks of influence peddling. And the antiseptic for that smell is always sunlight with a liberal splash of transparency.
So influence peddling is a great way to bring that up. So I just want to show everybody real quick. I went to Apeel's Twitter page. Pull this up, Mom. And this is what they say in their bio. What if instead of going bad, food went good, lasting longer to create less waste, plant-based protection, long-lasting produce? And then it says hashtag food gone good. So clearly, we've been talking about how these fruits and vegetables are lasting longer without spoiling. Like sometimes you could find a apple or an orange that fell behind something months later and it never rotted. It might just dry up a little bit, but it never really spoils. So they're using this Apeel stuff as a coating, but it turns out that it could be extremely hazardous. Hold on a second. Let me. Where is it at? So, this is one of the ingredients that they were saying is used in the pesticide. So, Zyklon B. It said it's best known for its use as poison during World War II in Europe in gas chambers of Nazi concentration camps. In modern times, the compound is used in pest control as well as in production of nylons and plastics. So, those of us that shop at Costco, this video started going viral. I'm going to play it. Of people, because this Apeel stuff has been going around the internet like crazy. So I saw this on TikTok, people showing.
Are you kidding me? Thanks, Kroger.
That's Kroger. But I saw the same thing at Costco, that they were covering the Apeel label with an organic label. So people couldn't tell that it because all of the fruits and things are labeled with that, but they're covering it up. So I wanted to show that because I wanted to show this as well. So this is Jeff Rakes, or I guess that's how you say his name, Jeff Rakes. He is the co-founder of Rakes Foundation. He retired from his role as chief executive officer of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And let's look over here. Board member of Costco Wholesale. So you see how these dudes make these connections between Bill Gates and now Costco is carrying all these Apeel products. And a lot of these supermarkets. So just to show that connection to people, how these things get in these places, how these dudes, do these backdoor deals and set us up to ingest this poison. So yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Population control.
Yeah. Here's another little clip about it right here.
It's a green light from regulators. So it's Ed Apeel, marketed as Apeel, that you've all been writing to us about and sending in photographs of these weird stickers on your fruit. It's described as a colorless, odorless, tasteless coating for fruit and veg that's composed entirely of a mixture of food-grade glycerolipids derived from edible plant oils that were assured is entirely safe to eat. The coating has been approved for use in organic produce in the US. That's what's freaking most of our people out, Mary, because we are organic eaters. And it can't be removed, even by scrubbing the produce. You cannot get it off. The article then breaks down what this whole thing is, what Apeel is, and asks if it's safe or not. It's very concerning, Mary.
Polly, there's certainly efforts to make the food supply more chemically involved and more genetically modified, and it's a risk. There's no question about it. The only thing that's good that I noticed in the article, Polly, is that there is a little sticker. And so if you see even your organic avocado has an Apeel sticker on it, get a different avocado.
So everybody keep that in mind. I don't know if you guys are out there shopping for produce. Look for that sticker. If you see Apeel on there, don't buy it.
Can't even wash it off.
Yep. Yeah.
This guy created softwares.
Yeah. Now all of a sudden
he's he was the vaccine guy first.
Right.
Now he's in the produce. It seems to me that he's trying to get something in people to control something.
Yeah, I would say so. All right, let's move on to the big story in Miami. Are you guys I'm sure you guys are aware of this. If you haven't heard about this in the chat, you must be sleeping under a rock or something. Let me see if I can find these clips I have. Where is it?
I didn't dig too deep into it. You guys know something that I don't?
So, we'll get into it. So, the first thing we'll say is this is the clip that started the whole thing. Right here. I'll play this real quick. Pull this up, Mom. So this is the clip right here. All right, come on. Play. Now the clip don't want to play. All right, here we go.
Esta es una llamada a todas las unidades de la ciudad de Miami.
So look at that scene.
That's way more cops than January 6th.
Way more.
That's a lot, bro. Dang.
So many cops. That's why this clip was going viral, because everybody was like, yo, what is happening at this? And this is a mall in Miami. They're like, what is happening at this mall? So you can see the whole place is filled with police officers. Like, it looks like 100 and something police cars out there. Right?
Yeah.
All the way around. Like, what would they be responding to? You would think it must have been like a terrorist or something, like something crazy happened.
Yeah,
we've been to that mall too.
Have we?
Way back in the day.
We were at that mall selling CDs?
Yep.
Bayside,
Really?
right? Here we go, right here. Bayside Mall.
What's I gonna say? They said that it was kids shooting off fireworks.
That
or
was
something?
the official story that came out, was that this happened because some teens were shooting off fireworks, and everyone thought that people were scared and they started running. This is what we were being told. But then we have this from the Miami Dispatch. Let's play this.
You have a 232 350 Northwest 194 Terrace. Battery subjects on scene. We're still receiving directions.
Sound like terrorist, she said. I couldn't really tell. Like, sound like she said terrorist or something.
Yeah, she said terrorist.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what that was. But there's plenty of other clips. Let me play some other stuff from what was going on. So this is what started circulating around the internet. This is what went crazy. So this story started coming out that there was 8 to 10 feet tall aliens spotted in the mall, and that's what everyone was running from. And then people started sending this clip around the internet.
How have I not heard about this?
So it's this little part right here. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see? They're saying that right here is an alien walking in front of the mall. To me, that just kind of looks like a blur, but and you know, it's annoying to me because every time a story like this comes out, the footage is horrible.
Yeah.
It's always like some grainy.
I saw somebody had some footage.
Yeah.
Of
that's the TikTok you sent?
Well, that's the one of like them saying that they did some portal thing.
Yeah, that story started coming out that they opened up some portal and these beings walked through the portal.
Yeah, and then there was another thing. They showed the beings, like you just see like kind of black silhouettes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that video.
I think I did.
Yeah. And I saw a few videos of people who said that they were there and they were explaining it.
Yeah, but even that, so like the first person that came out, and you got it. This is the other thing is like people know about internet clout, right? Yeah. So if something like this happens and a bunch of cornballs on the internet get on TikTok and be like, I was one of the people there and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I saw. It's gonna get shared millions of times, and now they get a bunch of followers because they made up this story, And one of the first guys that came out then did another video after that, which people are saying, well, that's because they got to him and he got paid off. But he was like, y'all, I never even been to Miami. I was just trolling y'all. Like he came back. He was the first one that everyone started sharing. They had the whole story about, what he saw and 8 to 10 foot aliens, and people started shooting at the aliens and running away, But I will show this. This is a guy who apparently talked to his father, who is a police officer with Miami.
How have I not heard about this? My dad's a police officer in Miami. And I mean, like, he's even running for sheriff. And I just talked to him. He didn't say anything about that. Hey, did you, have you been seeing the alien stuff? Did you see that at Bayside? Are you serious? You're joking. You're joking. Did they tell you not to talk about it?
How many times have we just sliced the pie? I'm not allowed to know about it.
What?
I do know what you're talking about, but I'm not allowed to know about it.
Can you at least say like whatever? So they're saying it's like a fight broke out. Why did they send so many police cars? Are you serious? You can't say anything? You're no help, dude.
So that's basically the video. That one, I saw that going around a lot too. And here's the thing. Like, I get it. People tend to take things at face value. And they tend to believe what people say because they believe that everyone is kind of inherently the way they are. Right? I think people don't necessarily always look at that skepticism of like, the internet is not a place where you can do that. Like, because even this guy, he says his dad is a Miami cop. We don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't even know if that's his dad.
That could be his friend.
We don't know who that is. Mm-hmm. We don't know if he called him ahead of time or if it is his dad and his dad is a cop. He's going to be like, Dad, just play along. I'm going to ask you questions about the thing. Just tell me that you can't talk about it. Yeah. We're going to go viral. Like you, and he did go viral. So it's like, you don't know if what you're looking at is authentic. Mm-hmm. You can't just always take these things and be like, see, look, his dad is a cop and he said, it's like, okay, but that's not real evidence. That's not real evidence of anything.
It doesn't help when, the government lies. And
that's the problem.
What's the real police report? Did the police chief meet? Because this is such a viral thing. Did he do a press conference?
Nope.
That's why people are like, just making up stuff.
Exactly, because why else would there be that many police officers responding to one thing?
Yeah, I mean, if it is real, like I was watching some of the stuff and my kids were around, and they're like, "Oh, I would run. I would be so scared." And I'm like saying, "No, but who do we have with us though?"
Right.
And they're like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm not going to let you run. Like, we got to know that we got to trust in God no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So are we going to let this thing start to, like, we don't know if this is real. I was telling them, like, I don't know if this is real or not. You got people saying this stuff. And I'm just watching it just to watch it. And then they start crowding around me watching, you know, because I'm just interested in what this is about. I didn't really know about it until tonight, like really what happened. But the thing I realized from my kids was fear.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
but they're
that's,
kids though.
But people too.
Yeah.
Like or like the awe of what if it's you know,
aliens.
And I said to them, I was like, doesn't it sound like something you would see on like on a Marvel movie or
again,
you know what I mean?
That's the training for your brain to connect the dots.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's why I said that. I was like, because how many times did they put somebody on make it look like TikTok or something and make it look like this stuff is happening like you don't know what to trust. That's what I was explaining to them in that way.
Yeah.
And even if it is real, we have God. You got to trust God no matter what. We have to trust God. So you can't get so focused on this stuff. And I think that's like
that's the main thing.
The bigger
I think
thing.
that little by little they're bringing up all these alien things, little by little, for a purpose. And you know, there's also, as you guys know, there's Project Bluebeam.
I was gonna talk about that.
You can do anything, and then people, and it's not real.
Did you guys see? There was a clip going around of these people looking up in the sky, and there was like this face they could see in the sky.
No,
I saw that,
but it looked fake. It just looked, it looked pretty whack.
Yeah,
but it was there. Like they saw it, and they're, you know, you could tell it's like just people sitting around and they're looking.
They filmed it.
He zooms in on it, and but it looked like some
projected thing.
Projected,
and that's the other thing. Is like we don't know. Pull this up real quick, Mom, because I just want to show like some of these other things that people were sharing. So
I thought I was playing. I know y'all see those lights. Look at them. Not the little ones because my little mirror thing scratched up. I know you see those right there floating. Oh my, bruh, this every day out here or every night. But still, look at that. Lights, no other clouds.
So people are posting that. Let me get to some more stuff. Let me see. What's this? Oh, this is more footage from the actual inside of the mall.
They don't even know why they're running.
That's the thing. Like you're just watching. Is that the one you're talking about, Jake?
Yo, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, bro,
why are people?
Come on.
That's what I.
What
Why
is
are they?
this footage?
We live.
What is this footage, bro?
And why are they just walking around?
Yeah. And these three dark figures, and the camera keeps moving around all crazy.
It just doesn't make sense
it's this,
to me.
This blurry footage. Like, stop it, man.
Yeah.
Stop it. Like, I'm so annoyed by that people will actually even share this. Like, come on.
Your camera video shoots really, high quality
bro,
stuff.
An iPhone 6 shoots better video than this right here. Like, stop it. Stop it, man.
It just stays like that the whole time?
Yeah, it doesn't. Look, I'll go through it. Look.
But even why are people are just like walking?
Yeah, people are just walking around aimlessly while these three giant, supposedly giant shadows are just.
It doesn't make sense.
But like, who films like this? You know what I mean? Like, camera never focuses. Like, stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, they are just casually walking.
Yeah.
Maybe they were there. They just think that, our senses have been depleted, they've been numb.
Maybe. This is the one, Jake. So then someone posted this too. I thought this video was hilarious as well.
Yeah.
So this is apparently a video of the portal opening up. I have questions.
Why would they go to it?
Right. Also, this is clearly a black and white video, right? It's clearly a black and white video, but somehow the portal has a luminescent tungsten type hue.
But even that, like, this looks more like a security video.
Yeah.
Which, why would that be? It's just, a lot of stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know. And this is what you get when you have a free-for-all.
Yep.
On the internet.
Yeah. So, let me show this one. This one also, people are claiming this is one of the creatures from the Miami. I saw this one too.
I saw this one.
You saw that one?
Yeah.
Don't that look like one of the things from what's the movie with Jim Krasinski and what's her name? John Krasinski, I think.
Oh, Jodie Foster?
No.
No?
Play it
come
again,
on.
Jamie.
The movie where you can't talk. They have to use sign language because the aliens are killing everybody.
Oh,
the dude from The Office.
Oh.
And the chick from
Silence or something like this.
I can't think of the name.
Penis facial girl, right? Blind, wasn't it? No, not her. Not her. That was another crazy one. I know what you're talking about. Where
Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
So
Place.
Don't those look like the creature from Quiet Place?
Yeah. It
Come
does.
on, man. Like, and then someone is showing this again. First of all, so they're filming this, I guess, with a phone. Why is it the most grainy, low quality thing you've ever seen?
It's Android, bro. You know how when you send it, it compresses everything. That's why it looks like that.
But yeah, people are sending that stuff.
Come on, Jamie, you're just too skeptic.
I just hate that the fact that we're like people post this stuff like we're supposed to just fall for it.
Yo, they're hiding something though.
I mean, something could have happened.
Something
definitely.
I believe something happened, and it could have been some type of interdimensional thing.
Yeah.
It could have been something that popped its head out and showed itself to people, and people got scared and ran, and the police showed up to investigate deep like that. But
they didn't address it though. Like the public is going crazy.
Mm. Let me see. Let me check right now.
The public is going crazy. You have to address it.
They addressed it. They said what it was. I think they said it was just kids.
Kids shooting.
Why would it?
Yeah, there was like fights and kids shooting fireworks.
Yeah, they said kids were shooting fireworks at each other, and it was a bunch of teens shooting fireworks.
That's a lot of cops, though.
Oh my god, that doesn't make sense. All those cops.
USA Today, there were no aliens. Miami police clarify after teen fight spawns viral conspiracy theory. Miami Police Department addressed a rumor regarding alien footage caught in the Miami Mall after conspiracy theory went viral. There were no aliens, UFOs, or ETs. Reads, see, they ain't say nothing about demons, though. After videos of massive police presence at Bayside Market on New Year's Day, and it was right on New Year's Day, too. We shared on TikTok users on the video sharing platforms. It's a shadow of a person walking, wrote Officer Michael Vega in an email. If you look at the beginning of the clip, you can see the person at the bottom of the shadow. So I guess they're talking about this video here.
Yeah, the same thing you were talking about.
Yeah.
Look like
Yeah. So that's what everybody was, and I'm watching this on the internet, like, and everyone's so certain, like, look, see, I'm like, I don't see nothing. Like, I want to see, show me. I don't see nothing. But yeah, it's interesting, and again, like we were saying, Mom, like you said, Project Bluebeam. There's a reason why there's so many things coming up about aliens lately.
Yeah.
They could be setting us up to
Dude, the stuff they can do with AI, they can change your voice.
Yep.
to sound like anybody.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even know the technology that they have. So for me, it's like.
And again, we're talking about Stephen Hawking. We're talking about the fact that they used to have an interpreter for this guy.
Yeah.
To convince us
like,
that right. And all of that is to convince.
He said the world is.
The world is but a grain of sand in the massive universe that we are just a significant piece of dust, a speck of dust.
I did see a video. You didn't have that one. A guy was saying he was with his girlfriend. They were just visiting the mall. They don't even. They're not even.
That was the one he was talking about.
They were not even.
That was the one he was talking about.
I talked about that. That was the first one that went viral. But then he came back.
He saw shadows.
Yeah, he did another video after that where he said, "I've never even been to Miami. I was just trolling y'all."
That one said that.
Yeah,
really?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people, they're so quick to just want to jump on things that they're like, well, this person said this, so. And it's like, especially when it's just someone talking to a camera on TikTok, it's like, they're not showing you no footage. They're not like giving you no evidence. They're just saying, this is what I saw. That's stuff I can't take that at face value. Like, I do think that there's a lot of weird stuff going on. I do think that like there's a lot of videos of people showing weird stuff in the skies. I just saw a video today. Somebody showed me a video today of someone driving on the highway and they're filming in the sky. All the cars on the highway are stopped and he's filming in the sky and there's what looks like a UFO, like in clear view. And it was like, it didn't look grainy. It looked real. But the thing that bothered me about that footage was he was filming it and he kept moving the camera away. And it's like, who films like that? Like, you film for a second, look guys, look, let's see. You know what I mean? It's like, I've never seen anyone film that way. So you can't like really analyze, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have, when people are like trying to see it with their eyes, like look with their eyes and not at the camera.
Yeah.
That's when you kind of move the camera away.
Yeah, I see if you do that one time and then you keep it steady and you're like looking through the screen. But I'm talking about when you do that every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like something that's weird. That something's up there. But yeah, I remember somebody told me that they were driving on the highway in New Jersey a couple weeks ago, and they saw the sky light up green and the sky light up and then something flew over top. They thought it was a comet, but then it didn't like disappear. It just kind of like, no, it didn't go down or land or anything. It just kind of went and then disappeared. And I do believe that there's a lot of weird stuff like that happening. There's a lot of people are seeing stuff all over the world. Weird little sightings, weird little things.
Military people.
But we don't know what type of technology they're messing with to make people see what they could be making us think we want to see.
Don't forget, a lot of demons are prince of the air.
Yeah.
They can do whatever. Who knows what they're doing?
Yep. All right. So speaking of going viral, today, man, did you guys hear about these tunnels in New York?
Yeah.
That the tunnels that these the Jewish people coming out of.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. It is very strange.
I saw some videos of like some cops shutting the tunnels down or something like that.
So let me show you. Let's go to, hold on a second. Let me find the first one, which is this one right here. Let's go to this one. All right, pull this up, please. So this is the synagogue that apparently like led to all the tunnels in New York City. And see them pulling a guy from inside of the tunnel. And then you see all of these guys and then this guy is coming out of like what looks like a sewage drain system behind a news. And they're like riding and overturning the tables and the chairs. So apparently they started freaking out. So I think like one of the story is one of the leaders of the synagogue discovered these tunnels and then wanted to fill them in, wanted to get them destroyed. Like he wasn't okay with it.
Okay.
So he called the city to fill these tunnels in. And once these younger, because it was all like the young Jewish guys, I don't know if there's a name for them, like the younger men, they were the ones that were using these tunnels. And
for
no one knows at this point yet. But they were using these tunnels, and when they found out they were going to fill them in, they freaked out like this, and they started like rioting, basically, going crazy. Like just look at how they're acting.
What?
Like they're getting maced by police. Yeah, like it got crazy. To the point where, let's see it right here. A bunch of people got arrested.
And this is in Crown Heights.
Yeah, in Crown Heights. A bunch of people got arrested for fighting with police. They were fighting police officers because they were going to close down these tunnels. So I'll show you this video right here. So this is kind of like what led to them discovering it. You can see here, this is like what looks like probably a basement underneath the synagogue. And I think this is a police officer. So you go down this stairwell. And then it looks like they dug into the dirt and created this tunnel system that led to like other buildings. It led to different parts of the synagogue. Like you saw them pulling them out from the upstairs out of the wall. And again, like no one knows what they were doing. Like here he goes into the tunnel system. You can see, look how they dug this out.
Who?
This is weird.
It's very weird.
Well, don't forget, the Bible says people are going to go into they're going to be hiding. Maybe they're preparing for something.
Preparing
for something that's going to happen, that they're going to be hiding under there.
Hey, Mom.
But again, it's only the young men.
We gotta. We don't know what it is.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's definitely that. I'm saying it's a lot of things.
I saw that where they took out a mattress that was soiled.
Yeah, let's play that real quick. Play
the mattress soiled.
Yeah, this clip definitely went viral.
Yeah, that was the mattress.
Yeah, it was a mattress that they pulled out of there. So there was like baby strollers in there. There was like mattresses. This one was soiled with some kind of stain. Hold on, there's a better shot of it here.
Looks like blood.
Yeah, blood or doo-doo. It's doo-doo, baby.
Chocolate.
But yeah, it's a very, very weird story.
That is so
very weird story. And we don't know what to make of it as of yet. I don't know if anyone in the chat has gotten any information on this.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Again, man, 2024.
Yeah, I kept seeing it. And I'm like, what is this? Because I was looking for other stuff. Like I was looking, and I'm like, what is this? Why are they?
Why is there?
Why are they coming out of a hole?
Guy coming out of a hole.
Yeah, I just saw that. I saw that one. I'm like, what's this guy just coming out of a hole?
Yeah, yeah. But apparently, this was a huge story. Secret tunnel in NYC synagogue leads to a brawl between police and worshipers. And have you guys ever seen those weird stories of people finding these secret tunnels in their hotel rooms? Have you guys seen these stories?
Yeah.
And I believe there's a network of hotels that got caught up in a lawsuit over that. Because there was like these tunnel systems, like a bunch of stuff that they were using for human trafficking.
Crazy.
Like people showed the videos, Like that's real evidence. If you go, you can look it up on Twitter or wherever. Go look at the evidence of that, where there's people actually in their hotel rooms and they stumble upon inside the closet because they pulled back some board or something, and they find this stairwell. It's a tunnel that leads underneath the hotel and can lead like throughout to different rooms. You can get to other secret rooms, crazy stuff, or to like another hotel.
Maybe they found old Underground Railroad tunnels and then they used it for
in New York
other stuff. Yeah, you're right, in New York, but it's other places too.
Yeah, they were all over the country.
But why would they, like, the way they were acting was weird. Like, if you get caught doing something, you don't act that way.
That is a great observation.
To me, it's like they're taking away something they're used to,
or something they desperately need.
Yeah, something that they or desire to have.
Right. Completely attached to.
You think they were doing some weird stuff in them tunnels?
Dude, I don't know, but it reminded me of like when you take away a kid's PlayStation that they're addicted to. It's
people are weird, man. I just watched this on Netflix. No, on HBO Max. It's on Max. It's this cult this woman started. She called herself Mother God. It's pretty interesting, to see how delusional these people are.
Yeah.
But it's y'all should watch it. It's very interesting. How weird people can get.
Yeah.
And how they believe stuff.
Yeah, man. This is
maybe they're doing some like weird ritual stuff that.
It's a video of them apparently fixing that grate that the one guy came out of, but I don't know if that don't look like the same grate. I don't trust nothing on the internet. People be lying. That could have been just a guy fixing a broken grate. Yeah, but crazy story.
That whole thing is weird. But then going down there and seeing all that trash, I mean, the way it's nothing nice either.
No, that's why it's like...
Again, are the police saying anything? NYPD saying anything? Did they release anything?
Let me check. Let's see, NYPD address.
It's a lot of weird stuff going on, man.
Dude, 2024 just started.
Well, it happened last year, too.
Did it at the beginning?
No, I mean, they were doing this last year. It's just coming out.
Right.
Well, that's the exposure.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that, like, with a lot of this stuff, like, people want things to be exposed, but do you really want them to be exposed? Like, do you really want things, the darkness to come to light?
Maybe not.
A lot of times.
We may not want to. We don't know what's going to come along with that. You know what I mean?
Sometimes they come into the light will, lead to it being exposed and then people doing something about it.
That's the thing, though. When it comes to the light, now you're responsible to do something about it.
Yeah.
But not only that, I mean, like, when things come to the light, there's a lot of hurt that happens because now people are seeing things, people who they like, people who they were attached to, people who they love, You're seeing stuff from people and you're seeing them in a different way. So there's a lot. It causes a lot of destruction, even though you got to go through that process, right? Of like letting go. The destruction was already there. It was just underneath the surface. But I'm saying, like, then when it's exposed, now you have to work it all out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think a lot of people think about that.
Right.
They just want to expose things. But even in that, like, I believe God keeps us from a lot of stuff because we're not ready to really be able to even deal with it. The thing, what it comes with it, what happens when you see these things? Can you handle it?
Yeah.
And I literally, can you handle it mentally? Mentally, and then strategically.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lady. She went on video talking about because she belonged to. What?
Put it on you, Mom. You're talking.
She belonged to T.D. Jakes' church, And she started crying on the video because she couldn't believe all the stuff that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
She was crying, like, because she was in that church for a long time.
Yeah.
The hurt of it, you know what I mean?
But again, allegedly, because we don't know if that stuff is true.
She was explaining a lot of stuff. She was in that church. She was there for a long time.
She witnessed stuff?
She witnessed.
Oh, she... did she say she witnessed?
Or she's... That's what I'm saying. Like, again, we don't know. We don't... That's why, like, even that, there's a responsibility that you have, like, even exposing these things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we got to... Like, that's the same thing I'm saying. Like, you can't use information that because someone said something.
Yeah.
That's... Unless it's a very... Unless you know for a fact that it's a credible source. Like, somebody said something... Like, anybody could say something. A lot of people pretend like she may not even be a member of that church. You know, like people will do strange things.
She might have been just watching online.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And she was a good actress.
Look at the guy that said he was at the Miami thing and saw the aliens. Like people do that. People do that a lot.
Yeah, people lie.
I mean, people can be emotionally attached to something and really feel a certain type of way about it, but it still doesn't mean that they had anything to actually. They weren't. They didn't witness anything, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They really didn't witness anything, so they really don't have any proof of anything.
Yeah. All right, so you sent me some stuff. What? What's up?
Nothing.
What?
Oh, I thought you were looking to see if the NYPD said anything.
Oh, I did. I couldn't find anything.
See?
I couldn't find anything, dude. They don't want to touch that one. I just saw a bunch of people telling the story, like news articles telling what happened. No one's talking about what the NYPD is saying.
Telling what happened, but the why.
Yeah, the why is a mystery.
Yeah. Maybe they don't want to touch it because it's a Jewish community.
Yep, I think so. And it's very sensitive right now with everything like anti-Semitism.
Yeah, but that can't be the reason. Yeah. Like you gotta be able to. So what's going on?
Yeah,
like what's going on? That needs to be found out. That's
it's crazy that you can't even ask about that without being labeled an anti-Semite. Like that, something's not right there.
Yeah.
All right, so. On the other side of that, you sent me some clips, Jake. So let's get into those real quick.
Just sent clips.
Yeah. So this is the first one that you sent me.
And when you do real occult rituals correctly, these spirits are bound to tell the truth. They can't lie to you. They're not lesser demons. They're not evil jinn. It is completely different. And you know what happens when you do these rituals correctly and you speak to these spirits? They teach you the fucking Quran.
You heard it here, folks. If you talk to demons through occult rituals, they will teach you the Quran.
Wait, so you're saying that this guy has taken his shahada, and he's saying here...
the spirits told him.
He's saying here because he talks to demons, and demons told him that Islam is the truth?
You can't make this stuff up. Like, this is what...
Welcome to TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. What's amazing is that, I mean, I haven't looked at the comments, but I would imagine Muslims going, wow, great point, man. Really making a slam dunk point about how the demons will tell you that Islam is the truth.
I did a response to him on TikTok, and yes, I screenshot comments and put it in my response. So, yes, Muslims are congratulating him and saying, oh, yes, you're right. This is obviously evidence for us. Like, dude, the demons he's talking to through occult rituals are telling him Islam is true, and yet he thinks they can't lie to him because he did an occult ritual. Things that, if are real, were invented by demons. It's like, this is so ridiculous. How could you not, like, look at the hair, come the hair on the back of your neck not stand up from your neck?
Well, it's pretty interesting.
The things that you...
that is so hilarious and such a Gen Z TikTok brain type of way to think about something.
Yeah.
Like,
and he starts it off by bashing Christians.
Yeah.
Like, he starts it off by just going in. They didn't show that part.
Yeah.
Like, he goes in on Christians.
Wow.
And it's just hilarious. Like, and he's like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Like, just talking about Christians. And then he goes into that, and he don't see the hypocrisy of it, you know, the irony of it.
Right.
That he's, dude, you're doing witchcraft and you came to Islam by the demons. that you think have to do whatever you say
because they told you that they have to do whatever they say.
Yeah,
like,
because the spells that you're doing
right.
make them tell you whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the truth.
Right.
Dude, like how you can't make this stuff up.
Right.
Is he trolling to get viral?
He could be.
He could be, but he because
Again,
he went into it a little bit more.
The comments are what's really more alarming. Is that like because you could look at this guy and be like, oh, he's an idiot. No one in the comments they're roasting this guy, you know.
Yeah.
But they're actually saying this is great.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like because he actually became Muslim. Well, or online. I don't know if
he's saying he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're saying, this. Oh wow, like amazing. That was the thing. All the comments are, but they're not realizing, like, dude,
what are you even saying?
This shouldn't be proven Islam.
You guys ever look at the story of John D, who was like during like Queen Elizabethan times, he was like the main, her main like, what's the guy? What's it called? The role of the person that like gives them advice.
Counselor?
Advisor, yeah.
Advisor.
So, advice,
in
advisor.
In Game of Thrones is the hand.
The hand. So he was like her advisor, oracle, counselor, whatever. But he was heavily into the occult, like one of the fathers of like the modern occultic movements. If you want to do some research, there's a lot of documentaries about John.
Yeah, I think he made up like a whole Enochian language.
He did, and
angel
like,
language.
Yeah, and like a spell book and all these things. Like a lot of the Blavatsky and magic, and even some of the Aleister Crowley stuff dates back to this guy, you know, as being like their grandfather or whatever. But one of the things that he was doing was he was in constant contact with what he was being told were angels.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say this, he would write manuscripts about it. Like he's talking to angels. They're giving him this information. They're telling him this technology, blah, 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 how to do these spells. He was like obsessed with crystal balls and staring into them for hours, all these things. And he had a guy that he would use as the medium to translate the angels or something like that, I remember. But towards the end of his life, he started writing these manuscripts about how he believes that these angels were actually demons that were lying to him the whole time. You know, and he starts like realizing that, you know, this may have all been confusion and lies.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling like that?
No, I was just looking at what Courtney said.
What'd she say?
So, what is really happening in this world? I just laughed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like when you're mixed up heavily into the cult, like, why are you assuming that these things are telling you the truth?
Right.
Like, why are you assuming that these entities that you're like, when people are on like communicating with these things on Ouija boards and stuff, it's like you're assuming that these things have to be honest with you and tell you everything you want to know. Like,
yeah. I mean, can we go into our Ouija board story?
We can, absolutely.
Yeah. So this is when we were at what, like probably middle school, right?
Yeah, I was like 12 at the time.
No, you were 13. Yeah.
Possibly 12 or 13.
Because Michelle, she was a grade under you?
Yes.
Yeah, so
I had to be 13.
She was 7th grade.
I was in 8th grade.
I was in 9th grade because we were all in the
right.
middle school.
Yes.
For some reason, they split up the 9th graders.
Because the school got too populated, so they had to split the 9th grade class in half and put half of the 9th grade class in the middle school.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was 14 at the time this happened.
I was 13.
Or either 14, 15, you were...
Yeah, 13.
13, 14.
Yeah.
So anyway, so...
That took a few minutes.
We had to get the time right.
Right.
So we used to hang out at one of our friends' house a lot.
Yeah.
And we went in the house and it was his sister and a friend.
Right.
They were always together and they're playing with the Ouija board.
Yeah. And now keep in mind, like, we had only heard about the Ouija board
from our mom
and from like through TV, things like that.
Yeah, they had commercials.
Yeah.
It was
and
like a board game.
It always seemed like folklore, kind of, you know, like this thing that was like, please, like, or they had the movie. Wasn't there a movie called Ouija or something like that?
I think so.
But my mom would tell us about it, and she would always say, "Don't mess with that. It's demonic." Blah blah blah. Right, Mom? Didn't you have experience with those things growing up? Because my mom, Puerto Rican, grew up in New York City.
I played with the Ouija board before.
She was around a lot of the Puerto Rican culture. For people that don't know, there's a lot of like voodoo style, like witchcraft, Santeria, like all these different things that are just a part of the culture. I wish Mom would put the camera on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so into it.
So, just like a lot of Caribbean cultures, a lot of that stuff came over from Africa and then mixed with Catholicism and became like this newer version of witchcraft and stuff. But a lot of people mess with candles and the Ouija board and things like that because it just became a part of, like, there's this spiritual aspect of speaking with spirits and communicating with the dead and communicating with spirits. And so we had only heard about it from my mom growing up, like, don't mess with that, because my mom became a Christian. She realized all those things, and she got tormented for a lot of years because of her move away from all of that activity. But so when we saw them, we walk into the house and see them playing with the Ouija board, our immediate reaction was like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? And we walked up out of there.
They're like, because we, like, right when we walked in, they're like, guys, look,
it's moving by itself. Yeah. Like, they were enamored. They were intrigued because this thing was really working. They were communicating with something.
So we were like, as long as you guys are going to do that, we're not going to come in this house.
Right.
So we stayed out the house, stayed away from them for a while.
Right.
And I told them straight up, like, I told that girl, Michelle, because they even had a name for the.
So as it progressed, because they were doing it every day, they got very heavily involved in this, and to the point where they found, like, they were speaking with a bunch of different, because they would come back and tell us what happened. They were speaking with a bunch of different things at first, and just simple stuff, asking questions. But then there was one that they locked onto.
Yeah,
and they were
especially
talking to
Michelle,
girl.
especially this girl, and
but it was her Ouija board.
Yeah, right. It was her Ouija board. So I was in the same study hall as her, right?
Yeah,
and she was sitting next to me. Dude, I'll never forget this. She's sitting next to me, and she shows me her notebook. And it's like all this crazy writing in the notebook. Like, I'm talking about, like, like her writing.
Yeah.
She would show her writing where it was like, how most girls write really nice and neat. And then writing under that was like weird and you could hardly make it out. And she's like, look, he's writing to me. He's writing through me. And I'm like, what the? Like, I didn't know what to say at that time.
Do you remember what the writing said? Did you look at it?
No, I'm not. No, at that time, I'm like, I was just like, you were like shocked, at the time. So I'm just like, I don't think that's a good thing.
Right.
And she was just like, she just turned around and kept doing it.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think it was like maybe a couple days later where she was like, Jose knocked on our door. Right? He's like, yo, she's reading minds.
Yeah.
She's reading minds. And then she tried to read my mind. She couldn't read my mind. And because even at that time, I'm like, all right, I'm just going to think about Jesus.
Yeah.
She couldn't read my mind. She's like, that's weird. I can't read your mind. But what happened was, and I told her, I remember that day, because I was in front of my house and I walked away from the house. I walked outside and I was like, you need to stop doing this.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen.
But she was so heavily involved at that time.
Attached.
She was attached.
It was like she was in love.
They had a hold of her. Yeah. And because I remember she started to be very reclusive. We stopped seeing her as much.
Yeah.
She was just obsessed with, like, communicating with this thing, to the point, like Jake said, like, she wasn't even using the board anymore. She was just writing stuff. And, like, she became really, really involved. And then, go ahead. I know you were gonna.
She ended up in a mental institution.
Yeah.
We went. We didn't see her for a while.
Yeah.
Were you with?
Well, it started with she passed out in school.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I remember, like, that's when they first came. I was like, yo, did you hear what happened? And she, like, passed out and fainted in school. And then, like, she was gone. We never, like, heard from her again. And I didn't even, she ended up in mental institution.
Yeah, well, we ended up, I think it was me and Jose, we ended up going to her house and just knocking on, just to see.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything, see if she was okay. And she was like, oh yeah, her mom answered and was like, yeah, she's spending time and she's away in an institution right now. She needs time. After that, dude, like, never. I don't remember her after that. I don't know.
Me either. And the crazy thing is, like, this is not someone who showed any signs of crazy or like erratic or mental illness before this. Like,
nothing.
She was a normal girl.
Yep.
And just her diving into that practice is what,
What was the time span?
A few months.
Yeah.
A few months. It wasn't even long.
It was quick.
Yeah.
The decline was quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, said that to say, like, when you start dabbling in the occult, when you start messing with these things, like
messing with demons,
and these things are not here to give you knowledge. They're not here to help you.
They're not here to tell you the truth.
Exactly.
There's no handbook that says that they have to tell you the truth.
Right. But see, what programs you for that? Harry Potter. What's the other one? Charmed or whatever these shows are, where it's like, if you do this spell, it binds the spirit, and they have to be at your command. Aladdin, you rub the lamp, the genie comes out, it has to obey you. You know what I mean? Grant you 3 wishes. All these things are like programming for us to think that we have control over the these spirits.
Is it? I saw something. I don't know how true this is. They said the jinn, which is the genie, right, is in the Quran, right?
Well, the jinn in the Quran is basically like what we call a demon.
Oh,
They call it jinn in the Quran. I mean, let me make sure and do the.
Yeah, I think you're right. Jinn in the Quran is demon, but I think there is like a connection between jinn and genie.
Yeah. So it says the Islamic concept that has entered into Western mythology is that of the jinn or genies, as is in the story of Aladdin. However, according to the Islamic belief, jinn are real creatures that form a world other than that of mankind, capable of causing physical and mental harm to human beings.
Sounds
so
like a demon.
Kind of like a demonic entity. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, in Arabic culture, jinn, in Arabic mythology, a spirit inhabiting the earth but unseen by humans, capable of assuming various forms and exercising extraordinary powers. Belief in jinn was common in the pre-Islamic Arabia, where they were thought to inspire poets and soothsayers. Yeah, so pretty much the same concept. All right, let's go to this next clip. A mass humiliation ritual. That's what that is right there.
I was gonna say, are they walking a mile, being like DeSantis?
Actually, when I saw them walk, I thought they were zombies. They were walking.
Well, I mean,
they had high heels,
you ain't wrong.
Shoes on.
You ain't wrong. A bunch of guys that would just put on some high heels.
I was squinting like crazy. I'm like, what? I don't see anything.
What was the purpose of them doing that?
It's about inclusivity and understanding the plight of the female.
It's about happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, it's about appealing to the female, the feminist movement. That's what it's about.
But that don't make any sense.
No.
Because how is that? You know,
does
not
that
all women wear high heels. Does that make a woman a woman?
Yeah.
The high heels?
Well, not really, right?
But what does that have to do with?
Yeah, how do you understand?
Because
what a woman is like?
Because it's nonsensical, and when it's about feeding something that can't be satisfied.
Right.
Okay, so next time they're gonna be all walking with fake bellies, right? Like pregnant.
I mean,
Could
I guess,
be.
Mom. Could
because no, what I'm saying is that
no, but see, they couldn't do that because men can have babies. So that that wouldn't be inclusive. So.
That is dumb. I'm sorry.
All right, so let's go to this next clip. This looks like, is that Allie Beth Stuckey there? Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what this is about.
I know, but is it possible to be a practicing gay person, a practicing transgender whatever person, and follow Christ?
Let's actually broaden that question out. Can a person be an adulterous Christian? Can a person be a lying Christian? I'm not talking about that they struggle with it. I'm not talking about, for example, even like King David. Was he committing adultery? Absolutely. Was he a murderer? Absolutely. But when time came and he was confronted with his sin, he repented. What we're talking about is continuous unrepentant sin. So can a person be in continuous unrepentant sin as a fornicator or as a gossiper, as a liar? No. And maybe if so, it shouldn't be for long, because the Holy Spirit is to convict us of sin, as Scripture teaches us. None of us should identify with our sin. We have Christians today who are trying to justify and say, well, no, I'm just gay. It's okay to use these terms. We're just quibbling over words. It's not. This is quibbling over the blood of Jesus. People who continue to use this terminology of their old dead man aren't living in their new self in Christ.
Is it possible?
That is a bar
true.
right there.
That's true.
Do not identify with your sin. And that's one of the things that always bothered me about like NA and AA is they always tell them
I am.
Yeah. I am an alcoholic. I am a drug addict. I am a sex addict.
And I am.
Yeah. Like, no, you aren't. You aren't that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never liked that either.
Yeah, I think one thing that's hard for people who don't understand believers, because a lot of times believers talk in their own Christianese.
Yes, which bothers me.
Yeah. And it's like, well, what does that mean?
Because it becomes its own subculture that if you're not in the club, you feel excluded from.
Yeah, or just like you're saying like, oh, well, you're a sinner, and then it's like you don't know. So then you're like, they look at you like, oh, well, then that means you're perfect, and it's like, no, I'm being perfected.
Yeah,
you can't talk at people. You have to talk to people. Right. So a lot of times we're just talking past people.
Yeah.
Because we're not explaining ourselves. Like, well, what does that mean no, we're calling you a sinner. You're a sinner because you stay and you practice that. That's what you practice. So because you practice it, that's what you become.
Right.
And we're all born in sin. So we're all sinners. But the difference is that we're born again.
Right.
So being born again means we are being raised in Christ. And that's a life that's separated to God, right? The other life has to die. So we're learning day by day how to let that thing die. So we're going to sin. We're definitely not perfect.
Yeah.
Obviously, but we're not going to continue and then make excuses for it.
Yeah. And not only that, but also make our identity that thing.
Yeah,
right.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
And so, but I'll say on the other side, and what you're saying, even in the church a lot, like we talked a lot about exposure today.
Yeah.
Shout out to Eric, by the way. He said, "Hey, y'all."
What up, Eric?
We're talking about exposure, and a lot of things in churches when you're trying to look like you're like you are perfect, or you're trying to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And you got to be you feel like you have to live a certain way and be a certain thing. But yet you're struggling and you're not recognizing that struggle. That's a problem.
Yeah.
And when you hide that struggle, that's a problem, because you're going to be in darkness and you're going to end up doing things in darkness. And if you don't have people where you can say, "Oh, I'm struggling in this. I need help."
Right.
And people can pray with you and they can stand with you and hold you accountable.
Right.
This is how leaders fall into practicing sin, but then hiding it. So
Right.
now they're living a double life. So now you're acting like you're living with Jesus, but you're actually you're stunting, or you're literally just playing.
Or maybe
right?
you start digging tunnels under the church.
Again, I don't even know what that is, dude. But in a way,
that's what I'm saying.
You digging tunnels, like
you're hiding something.
You're digging secret passages.
You're hiding
right?
something. Yes.
Yeah.
You're doing something that you don't want people to see.
Yeah, something. Why are you digging tunnels?
Yeah.
Why do you got to dig tunnels?
Right.
But yeah, so, and you're seeing this a lot. Like there was just something that came out. I don't know if you heard about it. The BBC did a thing about TB Joshua, who was big in Africa, huge following, and just turned out, just came out about a lot of rape allegations. With him.
I used to watch him, and he died of a heart attack young. But I didn't know. I mean, it's always something with somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people who are getting these platforms because they're great orators. They're very charismatic. They got a look.
Yeah.
They have all these things that seem like are gonna attract people, but are they attracting people for the wrong reasons? Are you care more about their talent versus their character, right? And this is what we're seeing a lot. Their character doesn't match up.
Yeah.
So then they got to cover up what their talent got them to where, or gave them a platform, which the gatekeepers of that platform, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That they gave them that.
Yeah.
What are they looking for?
Right.
So they're looking for the wrong things. They're paying attention to the wrong things.
Right.
They're not looking for the character. They're not looking for the fruit of the Spirit, right? And we see this a lot. So then it makes it confusing for other people outside. It's like, well, I don't understand any of this.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to be cleaned up in the church.
Absolutely.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like, now there are a lot of churches that they got it pretty together. I'm not saying all churches, but I'm saying like, we're seeing a lot of these major ministries or pastors, the ones that are out there, and like a lot of times the math isn't
Math
mathing.
ain't mathing, yeah. All right, let's go to this. You sent me this other clip, and I believe this looked like LeBron James doing one of his pregame rituals.
Yeah, just threw that in there because it
we're
was
talking about rituals. We're talking about the
occult. It was a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, but everyone has shared these videos. I've seen this a million times. Just because, we'll play it for those that maybe have never seen this. But he would do this before every game.
Yeah. Can you make it bigger, Jamie?
Just you.
Oh yeah, I think you missed the.
We'll let it play around again. Look at all these people watching him. I love the music. You are the lost sheep. Okay. Let's watch it again. So this is how he would start every game. Point up. Then he does it's the rock sign, the pyramid.
What is that about?
Yeah. Then he does the okay signs. Then he pounds his chest. He would do this ritual before every game. All the commentary above.
How come it didn't show this?
He did it.
No, but they didn't see. Oh,
because you told me to make it bigger. It's up there.
Okay.
But I don't like that's to me like the stuff that they're writing up there. Like that's all.
Oh no!
What are you talking about?
I'm just talking about what he did. Like why is he doing that?
Yeah.
Right. And then he's doing
he
that.
Goes that. Yeah.
And he's like those things to me. I'm gonna be like, dude, what's that for?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Mean?
What is that about?
Yeah.
Like he might have this alternate explanation
He probably just say, "Oh no, that's just my thing. That's just my ritual." Like,
but it's a little weird.
It is very weird.
Like,
it is very weird.
When you did the finger thing with the circle, that's what a lot of the actresses and singers do. That's like the exact same thing.
Yeah. There's definitely a significance to it.
Lady Gaga,
and they do it over their eye a lot of times. You know, or they just do it like
in a picture,
when you look at the old pictures of the Beatles, all these people, like they're all doing these weird hand gestures.
What is his name?
LeBron James.
Oh, that's LeBron James. I don't know.
But LeBron James. It was just funny because he does. He does.
I don't watch
he
it.
points up.
Yeah.
But then he does this, and he honors, like, you couldn't see it there, but he like looks down and honors something below. Right.
And then he does this.
Then
right
he does that.
Yeah.
And it's just like that as above, so below thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Lynette. She said hello, everyone.
Hello, Lynette. So another thing, the Katt Williams interview went freaking crazy. Totally dominated.
Dude, it's at like almost 40 million.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Totally.
I think it's the second
second. No, it's the second biggest interview of all time.
Yeah.
Like podcast interview.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what was the first?
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but it was about, I think it was when he interviewed somebody about the alien stuff.
That was the second that they just surpassed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe.
What was the first then?
Might have been him and Alex Jones, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I don't know for sure. Somebody can correct me. But so the Katt Williams interview went crazy viral. Everyone just talking about it, talking about everything he was saying. He was telling a bunch of what he claims is the truth about situations that happen in Hollywood. You know, we already brought up the Chris Tucker thing, him calling him Epstein. What do you call him? Epstein? Epstein Tucker or something like that.
I don't know.
But
they did blackball him for a while. Like
when you look at his career, like the way that they moved with him, seems like someone who didn't want to join the club.
Right.
I'll say, but he still was able to persevere. Like, remember all the stories of him being a drug addict and being locked up and then making him look like he was on crack or something. I mean, he says in this interview he's never touched a hard drug in his life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that he adopted all these kids, and all of these stories are coming out, and other people are coming out talking about how when they were struggling, Katt Williams gave them money.
Yeah. Yep.
And he didn't ask for nothing, and he didn't even tell nobody. Like he'll just. I saw Lil Boosie come out. I saw a bunch of people come out saying like, "Yeah, I needed it bad," and Katt Williams just gave me $10,000. And he doesn't tell nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw one where with a comedian where he opened up for him.
Yeah.
And he thought, he was sad that Katt Williams wasn't there. He didn't show up, but then backstage Katt Williams came up to him and said, "Young man, you did a great job," and handed him a wad of cash that he wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
It was more than what the promoter gave him.
And then he took him on the road with him.
And then he took him on the road with
Did
him.
like 160 shows, he was saying. Yeah. And it was interesting. I didn't know his life story. Like, came from a Jehovah's Witness family, very controlling.
Very strict, yeah.
Bumping heads with his father, had to leave at the age of 13. Went to Miami.
Yeah.
13.
Ended up homeless for a while.
Homeless, but like heavily just studied reading books. Very interesting story that I never knew about this guy. Because you know Katt Williams from Wild. Like, I knew him first time I ever saw him was on Wild 'N Out, and then in, of course, Next Friday when he's Money Mike and you see him playing the pimp, and it's like you just think, oh, this is just a ridiculous comedian guy playing a character. I have no idea who this guy is. Like, he's a very articulate and intelligent guy. You could tell from the conversation he was holding. But yeah, I wanted to play this clip because he said something kind of profound here.
It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you. Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
I thought that was interesting. Satan can't create anything, including blessings for his people. Mm-hmm. I mean, it depends on what you consider a blessing.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
it can be disguised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look like
it can seem like it for a while.
Right.
Like, I think that's the key.
Because he even went to Jesus and told him, I could give you all of this if you bow down to me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think it's a carrot that they dangle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's never what it seems like. One of our songs, you think it's going to be something,
mm-hmm.
but it never lives up to that.
Right.
So you're always chasing something that eludes you. You can never really grab it.
Yeah. So it's all an illusion of a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really what he means here. Is like Satan can't do for you anything that God could do for you.
Yeah.
He can just make it seem like that, which is always going to end up with you in a worse off position or chaotic or, look at all these people that quote unquote sell their soul and their conditions. Like,
mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think it goes back to like what we were talking about just a little while ago with you can't fulfill anything. There's not going to be any fulfillment. There's not going to be any satisfaction. You can't satisfy
mm-hmm.
that desire.
Right.
That desire has to become pure.
Mm-hmm.
And when your desire becomes pure, you're going to see how God satisfies you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you give your desires over to God and he satisfies you. Taste and see that the Lord is good, right?
Yeah.
You start to get satisfied by him, and it's like you have joy even when you don't have like what you thought you wanted.
Yeah.
You realize after a while, like, and we can, because we chase the music industry. We can talk about this, like how we were going after something, and it took a lot of programming to be destroyed in us, and how we thought and what we thought we had to do and how we thought we had to do it.
I think we always felt like we could get right to that line, but keep ourselves
integrity.
You know what I mean? From keep ourselves from crossing the line, but we could always get right to that line and still play the game, but never cross that line. I think we were under that illusion for a while, and then we started realizing that they're not gonna let you do that. Like you got to show them that you're willing to cross that line, or else you got to do it your own way.
Yeah, or they're not gonna let you into their clubs, their cabals, their go ahead. Now I was just gonna say you have to go through what they went through.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be
initiated.
I was gonna say, but I don't like to say that because then it sounds
Illuminati.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's not even that serious, but it is serious. But
but I think that was one of the reasons why this interview went kind of viral, is because he talked about a lot of those initiation things that happen in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like with the Harvey, he talked about a story with him and Harvey Weinstein. He talked about the parties that he was at with other Hollywood members, where he could clearly see that it was like, one of you have a chance to be a megastar if you're willing to do certain things,
But I think from people, like people say, oh, the Illuminati, and they make it something where it's so obvious a lot of times, where it's like this whole
someone's going to sit.
These people are all wearing masks. What's it? Eyes wide shut. They're all wearing masks, and they got some naked women in front of us.
Right.
They do weird stuff like that.
They do, but there's people who do stuff
but
like
your
that.
initiation isn't always going to be that obvious, is what Jake is saying. It's not going to always be where you get this note slipped to you with a secret password where you go to the masquerade party and there's going to be a bunch of naked women. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be people know that this is something that you really want to do. So they're going to make you hang around them and bring you and expose you to things and maybe get you to take some things so that you are more open to be influenced and be and see where your line is.
Yeah. Right. And yeah, where do you say, what are the things that you hold on to? Where do you say you won't cross that line?
Yeah.
And then they're going to make you cross it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they have to.
Yep.
Because then you've compromised. And the moment you compromise is the moment you can't fight anymore.
Yep.
Because now you've become a slave.
Mm.
Like in another way. Because you can already be a slave in terms of like, you know, in your own life and how you do things because we're slaves to sin.
Yeah.
But I'm saying how you go deeper and deeper into that slavery, you know, because if you put before you like the things you desire, now in order to get those things to its full, which is really it's not real, but to what you think is its full,
right,
and be satisfied, right? Get the fill or the full or to be satisfied. You're going to have to do these things.
Yeah.
You can't get there without going through these things.
Got you. Christopher Hodges said Bob Lazar. Yeah, that was the interview, Bob Lazar on Joe Rogan that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And then Eric said Satan lied when he said that to Jesus too. So I get he's addressing the Satan not being able to bless his people. So this is the thing. You have to look at it like this. So Satan's kingdom works in a way where it's about influence. It's not about him being able to physically manifest anything for you, a blessing for you. But he can use his influence and manipulation over people that he has control over to give you those things.
Yeah. Because anything that he has, somebody gave him.
Exactly.
He doesn't have anything that you didn't give up.
Right. So it's just like it's just like a P. Diddy who says, I can make you a megastar if you do these things. He can't really physically do that, but he has the power and influence over others to get them to open the doors and make the moves where those things will happen for you. Most likely. It's still not 100%, but he can offer you them things. He can offer you certain things that are going to make it feel like you're a superstar.
Yeah.
You know?
But again, what does it come with?
Exactly. It's not really a blessing.
Yeah.
Your soul.
It comes with torment. It comes with torture.
Yep.
This is why most of these people end up on drugs.
Yep.
Or
depressed,
struggling, you know,
abused,
hiding.
Yeah.
Hiding a
pretending
lot of
to be something they're not. Some of them even become demonically tormented. You know, I remember watching the Lady Gaga thing where she was talking about that. I was
thinking about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I saw a lot of people making statements about this interview saying like, you know, oh, this video is only going viral because black people love drama. They just want to they want to watch somebody tear down other people. You know, it's just this part of our culture that's just, and that may be a small piece of why I went, but you know how many videos like that exist? How many interviews like that exist where people are just talking about drama? I think there was something deeper to this interview where they saw a guy who was not afraid to risk his everything that he has. Like there's something inherently about us that we are drawn to people like that. Yeah. That are willing to throw away what they have for the truth. You know what I mean? That are willing to throw away what they have for integrity.
Yeah. I mean, I'll put this out. I don't agree with everything and the way he does everything.
Of
course. The way he does. Yeah, I think there's a lot of wonky stuff in that, but that doesn't change the truth that he's speaking.
Right.
And we don't know, like, again, there's always three sides to a story, you know.
And his side of the story is not always, you know.
It could be how he saw it.
Right, exactly.
And how he felt about it. So
or how he remembers it.
Yeah, or how he remembers it. I'll throw that out there. And we all even deal with that. Like, because sometimes we're like, yo, this happened. And like, no, it didn't happen like that. Especially you, because you remember everything. Almost.
I be remembering details. Yeah.
I always mix things, two events together.
Yeah.
Jamie's always like, you remember this guy? Like, somebody comes up that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Yo, you remember this guy? Me and Mona are always like,
And I'll be trying to describe it. No, remember we were here and then he came up and then this happened. You're like, yeah. I was just get fed up. But yeah, so the Katt Williams thing took over the black culture this week hugely.
I don't think it's just the black culture, dude, because 37 million views.
It went.
Yeah.
You know
well, I mean, yeah.
Well,
there's only like 30 million black people in the entire country.
His stand up is like popular on Netflix.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, that's true.
I just
that's
saw
true.
it.
And I will say this too. You know what's funny? Did you guys see the clip of him talking about McDonald's fries?
Yeah. Katt Williams?
Did you see the clip about that we talked about on the podcast? Yeah. So that clip of ours that did 8 million views on Facebook. It did like a couple hundred. I think it did like a couple 100,000 on Instagram.
I think it's the third video.
Yeah.
Because I think they do the popular videos
in
the front, right?
So that video, and I'm not saying that he saw our video, but it does have 8 million views. Yeah. I'm not saying he saw our video, but he did a routine in one of his stand-ups about McDonald's fries, talking about what they do and how you know people will still eat it and not care, right? So now on YouTube, that clip is starting to get people watching it, and they're saying Katt Williams sent me here in the comments.
Oh snap!
It's funny.
Oh,
it's
really?
funny.
Oh,
it's like a symbiotic relation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that was another interesting thing.
Yeah,
I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I did see some comments.
Yeah,
but I do.
A lot of people are saying that. Though, sorry to cut you off. On other comments too, I see people saying that Katt Williams sent me here.
Yeah.
I do think that we're in an era where things are starting to come to the light that might have been suppressed for a while.
Right.
And I think we're gonna see that on all fronts, like entertainment, politics, all fronts. You know, like medical, like all these things there's been a huge suppression and attempt to suppress.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things are going to start coming to the surface where you can't hold it back anymore.
Yeah.
And it's going to take people who are like a Katt Williams, you know, who are not afraid to speak the truth.
Yeah.
Or are not afraid to speak what they've been through and their experience that you can't discount.
Yeah, and it's got to come from people like a Katt Williams, because Katt Williams has already been blackballed. He's already been deemed. They already tried to ruin him.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's so he can say what he wants without fear. That fear of losing everything. You know, look what they did to Kanye. You know, because he started saying things that, I mean, when you look at that trainer that came out and said, "I'll have you institutionalized."
Yeah.
You know,
Kanye is a little weird though.
Yeah, but
he just started putting up all these weird pictures of his wife, dude.
What
I had to unfollow him on.
I was like, "Is this his new handler?" Like they found somebody to come in and distract this dude and like be the stereotypical form of a woman that he can't resist, and now he's like posting naked pictures of her on Instagram. Like, what is going on with that?
Yeah,
wow,
weird stuff.
But you talked about medical stuff being exposed. I want to show this one clip from Joe Rogan where he talked about birth control with Dr. So. This is interesting.
There's the other thing that's odd that I've always wondered, because it's like it doesn't affect men physically. The birth control pill. Like, what kind of an effect has that had overall on the way women behave and the choices that they make? Not just because they have choices, because they don't have to worry about getting pregnant, but they have this hormone that's being artificially introduced into their body that tricks them into thinking that they're pregnant, which is a very unusual, very common, but a very specific state of the woman's body. And now your body is like that all the time, which has to profoundly affect decisions you make, the way you live. Like my friend Whitney Cummings, she just had a baby. She got off birth control pill, and she was on the pill for like 20 years or whatever. And she's like, Jesus Christ, it's like I'm a different person.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, that's really common. I hear that a lot. Pretty much every woman is going to be on birth control on her at some point in her life. Not necessarily a pill, though. She'll be using some form of birth control. But I would say definitely in terms of the pill, because it tricks your body into thinking you're pregnant. So there has been research to show that women who meet their partners while they are on the pill and then they get off it, they're not attracted to them after.
That's crazy.
And so I know, and I feel really badly for those guys. I feel bad for the women and for the men, because it's like, how sad would that be? Especially if you start, having a family, then you realize you're not attracted to them.
Well, what is it about them that's not attractive once they're not on the pill?
Well, because when the body is pregnant, you're seeking, I'm treating it like this is a totally disconnected thing from someone, like when the body is pregnant. But when someone is pregnant or when they're on the pill, they're seeking someone who's going to be more nurturing. And versus when you are not on the pill and you're actually ovulating, during that period, you're looking for more of an alpha type, super masculine guy, because that's a man who's going to have good genes to provide you with your offspring.
Interesting.
So,
ain't that interesting?
Wow.
So women, they've done the study, if you didn't catch that, they've done studies that show that women that are on the pill when they end up in a relationship, they get off the pill during the relationship and then they're not attracted to their partner anymore. Because the things that hormonally was making them attracted to their partner don't exist anymore, because they were in a state of false pregnancy. Which when you're in that state, they want to
be taken care of.
Exactly. So they want a softer, more sensitive guy, more caring guy, nurturing guy, as opposed to women that are off the pill or in an ovulated state are looking for someone more alpha, more protector, more go-getter, for securing their future or whatever.
Right.
Makes a lot of sense. And like Jake was saying, like bringing things to light on things that we've just been doing medically to ourselves. And I think birth control for women is a huge one that has been causing so many issues in women mentally and physically. And we've just been blindly putting our daughters on birth control at whatever it is, the age of 16, because it's a huge moneymaker for the pharmaceutical industry. And we don't even care about it.
Yeah, I mean, it allows women to be able to go to work, and not have to deal with their menstrual cycle or whatever like that, and just imagine life without birth control.
Yeah,
like how hard would it be for a woman to be at the cleanliness, having to deal with all that stuff.
Well, I mean, they still get their period.
Yeah, well. It's not as bad though.
Well, that's
from my experience with
from taking it.
No, from being married to somebody who was on it.
Oh, okay.
It's like quick, not like
it's more regulated.
Someone who
that's how they sell it. By the way, that's how they pitch it to women. It's like your period will be more regulated. It'll be better for you. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that they put in is like a ring or whatever like that. They leave it in.
Yeah.
Right. And person I'm talking about, they get their period at the time that they're supposed to get it, but it's literally, nothing, as opposed to somebody who is.
But that can vary too, based on biology. It's not the same for everyone, because I know people that have had like the ring or the injection or whatever, and it's pretty much the same, But it's just more they can put their watch on to every time they're gonna get their period,
Yeah.
But it's definitely something, especially when you look at fertility issues now.
Oh yeah.
And I remember this huge like doctor saying that it helps with acne, all these weird ways to sell teenagers on getting on these pills.
Yeah. You think that's a I'm about to go conspiracy. You think they doing that on purpose too?
It could be.
Like getting people on.
Listen, it could be a part of depopulation. We already know that they want to decrease the amount of people in the world, and it's not even a conspiracy, because Bill Gates said with when he was doing that TED Talk, said with vaccines and healthcare and women's healthcare, he said these things, that we will be able to get the number down on population. Obviously, birth control is a part of that, because if people think about that as well, like it allows women to then be more reckless with their body, because there's no consequence for them going and sleeping around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with IUDs now, because they don't like, even with at least with the pill, you had to actively every day take a pill to,
and if you forget,
you in trouble.
It's messed up. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how like when you do something like that, like you take the pill and you do it so that you don't have anxiety, but then you get more anxiety because you have more choices to make. You can make more choices, but the thing is, all those choices will affect you in a bad way.
Yep.
9 times out of 10. And you don't think about that. But then when it was simpler, right? Don't have sex, you get pregnant. Like if it's when it was simpler,
right?
You don't even have to think about all those things.
Yep.
You don't have all those options where you can play with this, or, you know, I'm saying, when I say play with, I mean like you're thinking on these other things. You know?
Right. Yeah, that's a huge point, because it's actually, it seems like, but again, sexual liberation, right? It's an illusion of freedom.
It's an illusion. Yeah.
And the birth control pills can cause cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it's about your hormones. It's
you're messing with the hormones, you're messing with creation and how, you know, it's meant to be.
You're messing with your a lot of these women, preeclampsia, or sorry, not that. That's that's pregnancy. Yeah. But maybe even that, right?
Could be
preeclampsia.
It could
a lot
be.
of women are getting this nowadays.
We don't know why.
It
could be because so many people are on birth control.
Yeah.
But a lot of these ovarian cysts, you know, where are these things coming from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
So many people are getting these things, having so many issues with their ovaries, with their uterus. Does it have to do with hormone imbalance?
Yeah, could be.
You know,
I'll tell you what else also might have to do with hormone imbalance. This is the last thing we're going to get to tonight. Have you guys heard about this craze of the Stanley Cups?
The craze of the Stanley Cups? No.
When you hear Stanley Cup, what do you think about?
Hockey.
Yeah, but I heard
a lot of men are confused by this because they're thinking hockey, Stanley Cups.
But there's the cups, the Stanley.
This new trend amongst, especially young liberal white women.
Oh yeah, those cups, right?
Is those giant?
They ruined everything.
You see those giant cups that you see women walking around with the straw coming out of it?
What is the point of those?
Yeah, the bus moms.
So
they have those giant cups.
Yeah,
they put wine in it probably.
Yeah, so that's the meme about it, that they're drinking alcohol and those things. But there are these giant cups that women are like walking around with.
I don't have one.
Yeah, you got the knockoff version, I think, Mom.
Knockoff? I don't. What do you mean?
You got the like, you know, the
no
name.
I don't have one
because the thing is the brand is called Stanley.
Okay.
This is the one this is the one that you have to get if you're in the club. Okay. So they probably did start like cups for workers.
Yeah.
Right? But
they have tools. They have a whole bunch of stuff. Stanley.
So it's probably started out as these are the mugs that they were making for like workers to keep their coffee hot or whatever.
Right.
You can get a nice big cup of coffee and keep
cold.
it with you all day, or cold. Yeah. So somehow it got into the hands of women and became a trend among TikTok moms and all these things, and Gen Alpha moms, and also young teenagers, tweens. They're going crazy. Elise told me that all of these girls got Stanley Cups for Christmas, and they're walking around school with them all day, like they're not heavy ass cups with water in them. Like these cups are heavy, dude.
Didn't you get the kids?
No, they're not. They're just regular mugs. They're not Stanley Cups.
But no, they're not Stanley, but they look like them.
No, they're small. They're not big old things.
So anyway, point is, over the last couple of days, Target, you know, we not cool with Target no more. F Target, but Target released this exclusive Starbucks line of pink Stanley Cups. Pull this up, Mom. So shoppers were lining up all night for the release of these Stanley Cups.
Oh, you can get mad coffee in that.
Lining up
that thing.
Yeah, that's the size of that thing right there. So it's this exclusive line all across the country. People were lining up outside of Target like all overnight to get these cups. and then chaos ensues.
Look at them. They're trying to steal. You guys, this is insane.
This
Look
guy's
at this dude,
stealing the
stupid.
box.
Get him, get him. Stop him.
Look,
Stop
look,
him.
moms and Uggs were not going to miss out on their.
Stop him. Yes.
That was a dude, though.
Yeah, I know, but you
I
see,
didn't touch him. Stop him. Stop her. Stop her. She tried to grab my bag, you guys.
let's go to another clip real quick. Here we go. This is at another different Target. Look at all the Ugg boots. Look at all the Ugg boots. Going crazy. So as soon as the doors open,
Uggs and what's the other one?
Crocs. Yeah.
Uggs and Crocs.
Limits 2 per guest. Let's go to another clip. Whoa.
They're so ugly though. Like, first of all, I thought they were bigger.
Look. Look at this.
Oh my god.
Dude, I don't know why when I see stuff like this, it just makes my stomach turn. It's like, why do people get so herd-like mentality with things where it's like, this is the thing that we're all supposed to be excited about? Let's go crazy.
Gotta be the first one to have it.
But this is why our country is in the state it is in. Because we got people running after Stanley Cups.
Bro. And
I swear.
You wait 2 weeks. You wait 2 weeks. It's going to be there.
Yeah.
I swore it was hockey.
Bro, and guess how much these cups are? I don't know.
I want to say, let me say
$30.
$60 bucks.
Nah, 35.
No, 30.
30, 35.
Let's look at this one right here.
Retail price.
Look at this price.
I say $1.
Pull this
Jamie.
up, Mom.
Oh.
I say $1.
No.
Look at this price.
No.
$95.
Yeah, but that's on Amazon. You know Amazon.
Let's go back. Let's see how much the pink Stanley Cup is.
How many ounces is it? I like how I don't think you guys got my prices right joke.
I got it, dude. Of course I did. It just wasn't funny.
How many ounces is that? That's like 20 ounces?
Look at this. Somebody's selling a pink, the Target one we were just looking at.
How many ounces?
I don't know. Look, $89. $89 for this.
That's so dumb. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Who would pay that, dummies?
$89. So yeah.
Go get yourself a Yeti.
Remember when it was about Yetis?
Was it about Yetis?
Yeah. Now the Yetis are out of style. Now it's Stanley.
Hold up.
So watch this. This is people started making fun of these chicks.
You can get 2 for $50.
2 for $50. Those are probably the small ones.
They're the regular ones,
and they're not the exclusive colors.
Yeah.
You got to remember, if you want pink or any of the girly colors,
I don't think that's a regular.
If you want the girly colors, you're gonna pay for them.
Yeah, $34.99.
Yeah,
for a gray one.
Yeah, for a gray one.
That's crazy. Those things, they probably make them things, or they probably retail.
But doesn't Lacey have a
wholesale?
Little big
That's
one?
it.
I saw Lacey with a big one.
It's not a Stanley though.
Oh, but it's
not.
kind of that size.
They probably wholesale for like $2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And she don't bring it to school. She says way too
but I
heavy.
seen a big one she had, but it wasn't Stanley.
No. But look at this this people started making TikToks making fun of these chicks. Stanley Cup girlies be like,
Kids, are you ready for school drop off? I'm ready. I thought it fits in the cup holder. Hey, Jane. I know. It's a new color, isn't it? So cool. It fits in everything. Kids, are you...
Hold on, let's show. There's another one. This guy.
That one, look.
Excited to watch our first practice. Go, Susie, go!
Mommy, I'm thirsty. Can I have some of your drink?
No, honey. This is Mommy's go-go juice. Maybe if you'd squeeze, you wouldn't be thirsty.
And then I saw this one. This one was hilarious because it wasn't about Stanley Cups, but they're all holding them. This was just Gen Alpha moms at their son's basketball practice. And look at what they're wearing. They literally look like all the chicks in those videos that were running for these cups. And they're all holding Stanley Cups.
I haven't seen your husband lately. I see yours often. Liposuction Pilates. You don't look as tired as you usually do. Yeah. My son's got intense.
Yeah.
All wearing Uggs.
Yep.
I love you so much.
All wearing vests.
Tournament later on Florida for football. I'm gonna take off. She's a bitch. Oh, what a bitch. I'm going to pick up the dog after the game. Give me an orgasm later. You're suddenly wondering what the hell you want.
Yeah, that was funny, boy. Yeah, so Stanley Cups, guys. That is the new
never even heard of that.
craze. They're lining up, spending
new craze to not be a part of.
I saw one video of a dad who went to Target at like midnight with his daughter. Like they sat out there. His daughter was like 12 or 13, and she wanted it so bad that he stayed out all way overnight, was the first one in line, like had food delivered, and then he showed like all the other, he did like a whole TikTok, showed all the other people showing up around 3 a.m. and lining up.
That's that birth control, man. He should never be a dad.
Right. No.
But that's why he's a nurturer, right?
Right.
He's trying to please her.
Yep.
Happy wife, happy life goes to the kids.
But then he's gonna be the one that's feels rejected and pissed off when she's disrespecting him a couple weeks later, and he's like, I stayed out all night to get you that Stanley Cup, and she's not gonna care about it.
She's not gonna care. No, she's not gonna appreciate it.
Yep.
Because she's on to the next thing.
And then are we gonna see like 2 months from now all of these dads and husbands with pink cups at work because their wives don't use them anymore? And they're like, I'm not wasting this money.
Maybe, because they're probably good cups.
They probably are.
My wife is
not worth that.
Not $100 worth.
Yeah. My wife is anti all that stuff. So I don't have
mine
to deal
too.
with it.
You already know. Yeah. So yeah, but I thought that was a funny story to end with. But yeah, guys, so we're going to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to all of the Patreon members and the Young Lions who have been in the chat. Courtney said, those stupid Stanley Cups. Lynette Jackson said hello again. Yeah, they are pretty dumb. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to all the Young Lions in the chat, all of the Patreon members. We love you guys. Thank you for your support. If you guys enjoyed this live stream, if you got something from it, if you learned something, please go ahead and hit that like button and also share this video. And if you want to support so that we can continue to talk about these things, research things.
Buy a Stanley Cup.
No, don't do
buy
that.
it. Don't buy it.
Don't do that. Don't waste your money. Hey, but you can
buy some merch
for as little as $3 a month. You can go to our Patreon and you could become a Patreon member, become a pride of the Young Lions, be a part of the community. Join us in our pride of the Young Lions. And then when you do that, then you go to the merch store and you get a piece of merch so you can rep to the world that you are a Young Lion and that you stand for fighting for our communities, fighting for our culture, fighting to end this nonsense that we've been talking about today.
Get a Young Lion mug.
Get a Young Lion mug.
Oh, yeah, you have Young Lion.
Get a Young Lion mug. We're going to do some Young Lion tumblers on our merch store.
There you go.
And we're going to sell them things for the cheapest. All of our merch is literally the cheapest that we can sell it and not have them charge us. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't make any money off the merch. I have all the prices set so that it's at the lowest that it could possibly be where the suppliers don't charge us. You know what I mean? So, because it's not about making money. It's about spreading the just the name and the awareness. So those that rock it, and I know people have bought the merch and we appreciate y'all. They rock it with pride because the Young Lions are about just spreading culture. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. It's been fun. We will be back on next week. Don't forget, we have a show coming up. If you have a chance, if you're in the Philly, Jersey area and you want to see our band perform live, we're doing a show at the City Winery on February 29th, which is Leap Day. So come get your tickets for that. They'll be available, I believe, on Friday. So get your tickets for that early because that place is probably going to sell out. So get your tickets and you can come see us live. It's going to be a great night. Other than that, merch, like the video, share, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Young lion go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah.